Wake up, gamers, because you're listening to the Big Think Dimension with Dan and Bob Video Games. So it's an emote, and it's Banny in a Bane mask.
Please stop.
KZ Excellent.
I'm optimistic about things.
And Mr. Feel.
Just one more thing.
Here on GigaBoots.
Ladies and gentlemen, and gamers of all kinds, we have played the definitive, vote for waifus approved, Neo Geo Golf Simulator, Neo Turf Masters.
Oh, fuck.
What a game.
It really fucking is.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Okay, here's the best thing about Neo Turf Masters. I'll break it down for you right now.
Mm-hmm.
So Neo Geo, known for beautiful, huge resolution pixel art, right, Feel?
Yeah.
Everyone, there's so much detail in everyone's face in this, but coincidentally, everyone has the same face. It's fucking hilarious. Like, they all went, and then there are just 5 white golfers. I don't know what to tell you. It's really fucking good, man. But mechanically, the game's good. I'm going to put this image in because I need people to understand. Because I didn't even mention it to Tosh. I just went to play the game with her. She's like, they all have the same face. It's just hilarious.
Oh my God.
It's so funny. The leftmost and rightmost are the least trying. The middle one, like veteran, is just Carl version.
Yes, it really is.
No, the veteran is Bert from Tremors.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I like Puttmaster a lot.
Yes, Puttmaster's really good. He's very Japanese. He looks nothing like the young hero from America.
It's killing me that the American is named Young Hero, looks 45.
Right? Well, he's young for a golfer.
Yes, that's very. He's a baby, basically.
It's a babu.
In the realm of golfers. Neo Turf Masters is actually really, really fun. This is my way of saying the Neo Geo finally fucking works.
It was looking a little rough there for a moment.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. For people who don't know, this has been literally a 2-year-long ordeal to get a Neo Geo and a flash cart and get it fixed and get it in this house and working. And here we are. We got Neo Geo. We got audio. Sometimes when you load a thing, the audio doesn't work, so you got to change some settings or reseat the cart, and then it works.
Ooh.
But it works. And man, I wish I had known the Mr. Console was eventually going to do Neo Geo shit, or I never would have gone through with any of this.
Yeah.
The Mr. is worth its weight in fucking cocaine. I don't know what to tell you guys other than if you don't have a Mr., Jesus Christ, you're missing out.
You're mistering out.
Thank you, Bob.
Boom!
In Mr. news, I haven't tried it yet, but they have a Game Boy Advance core that runs 2 simulations at once, and they're link cabled. And now they have a Game Boy Color one, too. So you can, at least on the Game Boy Advance one, you can shoot out one of the Game Boy Advances via the analog port to a CRT, and then play the main one on the HDMI out. I'm like, God damn, the future's sweet as shit.
Oh, God, there's only one way this ends. Do you know how this ends?
How does this end?
It ends with you beating up Bob and KZ at Pokemon Puzzle League.
Oh, that sounds great.
Jesus.
KZ and I played a few seconds of Tetris Attack. Didn't you enjoy that, KZ?
Yeah, that's how long it took you to beat him.
KZ, are you okay?
No.
Oh. Yeah, Neo Turf Masters was great. We didn't play Metal Slug because I feel like if we jumped into Metal Slug, we would have just played through all of them. Like
Yes.
all 6.
Yeah, we had to play stuff like King of the Monsters.
Yeah, we had to play King of the Monsters. I had the SNES version of that growing up. For anyone who doesn't know what that is, it's basically like Kaiju versus Ultraman sort of like wrestling game for the first one. So you're huge as shit and just punching each other and doing grapple shit in a city that you're wrecking the shit out of. I thought the SNES version of that game was going to be rougher than the arcade version. They hit the nail on the head. That arcade version is so rough. That game's just bad on every platform.
That's sad.
Yeah, it runs at like 25 frames per second and has the most confusing mechanics that don't feel very good to engage with, but it's a really cool concept.
Glad that we got a good one of those style games on the PS2.
Yes, thank God. I was so happy when that was good because I remember eventually being like, I'm not sure this King of the Monsters game is good. I think it's just cool. These are 2 very different things. But yeah, we tried King of the Monsters. That was pretty neat. We also did Street Hoop.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't get to see either of these.
Street Hoop, also made by, I think, Data East. That
Yes.
did Windjammers.
Yes.
It is acceptable.
It is an acceptable basketball. Is an acceptable basketball game. Unfortunately, it shipped after NBA Jam, if I'm not mistaken. So the bar was a little higher than Street Hoop by that point.
Yes.
But yeah, no, it was perfectly serviceable, very fun. I enjoy having a system where the entire catalog is arcade-style games.
Yes.
It feels so good because, even consoles by that point weren't that. In order to get a console that's mostly trying to be arcade experiences, aside from the Neo Geo, you have to go all the way back to like the Atari, where it's just like you have a single screen and action and there's a scoreboard. That's it. Did I say board? I meant a score.
Yeah, no, you don't get a high score.
No, that would require more than one screen. Yeah, no, I'm loving the shit out of this Neo Geo. I want to thank everyone who helped us hit that stream goal 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I believe it was dated back when we put out the 20th episode of Big Think Dimension.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, this has been an insane process.
The Odyssey.
It really, yes.
I'm just like, man, what if we did a retro roulette, but then we just had the Mist hooked up instead because of the pain to get the Neo Geo working?
I think people will enjoy the hard edge of a stream that could collapse at any moment.
Yes.
It's like we got to switch the mode entirely so Windjammers works right.
Yes, because that's the funny thing about Neo Geo shit, feel. The Neo Geo, the home console version is called the AES, Advanced Entertainment System. The arcade is called MVS. I believe it's multi-video system because you could stick more than one cart in the arcade. These cartridges that these games come on are the same PCBs that are in the arcade machines. They just detect whether you're using the home console version or the arcade. To get Windjammers to go above 30 seconds of time, you have to tell it you're the arcade machine and then set software dips, like dip switches, to tell it, yeah, give them 99 seconds, you fucking psychopath.
Because you can't finish the set with 30 at all. No hope.
The last time I had to mess with dip switches was when I was using
Wing Coax?
Yeah, Wing Coax.
Oh, man, I
play
love Wing
those.
Coax.
The goat.
Yes.
Sometimes you want to play, I don't know, like Marvel vs. Capcom.
Oh, yeah, I already got the Marvel vs. Capcom 1 theme. He said Wing Coax, and my brain's like, boo doo 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 doo.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
That's fair.
thinking about getting all the things to play multiplayer with people. Load up Hamachi. Got to host servers, get those IP addresses in.
Oh,
We
man.
didn't even try that.
No, I just played Waku Waku 7 on here.
Hey,
Yep.
sometimes when you want to emulate ZSNES 1.42, you need Hamachi set up.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually never dipped my toe into that. One, I didn't have a PC good enough to run Wing Coax until after I graduated high school. So we just played on Bob's machine if we played at all. His PC was also arguably not good enough to run Wing Coax, but
Yeah,
that's just
of
neither
course.
here nor there.
I just used Hamachi to play pirated games with my online friends because it makes a virtual LAN.
Yep. Yeah,
Ah.
And it's like, okay, we all pirated Warcraft 3. Now we're gonna play it on a virtual LAN.
yeah, I think we had to do that for like classic Serious Sam the First encounter.
Oh. Yeah, we would just do a LAN because my brother would install Warcraft 3 on all of our systems with his key.
Yeah.
Look-
that's
looking forward to our Diablo 2 land.
God, that's going to be good, man.
Yeah, it is.
You know what's going to be basically as good as that?
What?
When we get that giant fucking Trinitron in here with the Neo Geo shit.
I told you I'll cry.
I'm gonna.
Like we're gonna do some Windjammer sets on that, and I'm gonna lose my mind playing it on the controller it was meant for, DualShock Force.
Yeah, DualShock Force. Because I have those
gonna be-
adapters.
It's gonna be really embarrassing when it's like, okay, now we're gonna compare Windjammers 2 to this on the CRT.
Oh man, that's brutal.
No, we should compare it to Disc Jam.
Yeah, I don't want to play Disc Jam anytime soon.
Neither do I. but
Windjammers
I'll
is
always
so
remember
fucking
it.
good. We've been enjoying the shit out of it. Like me and KZ played a bunch of Windjammers. Tosh played a bunch of Windjammers. KZ came out after ending one of his oh shit, what is the name of that game? Nexus?
Scarlet Nexus.
Scarlet Nexus. After finishing a Scarlet Nexus stream, he just came out to watch me and Tosh. Our ball in Neo Turf Masters is in the water, and we just kept trying to swing.
Yeah, because the oscillation of the accuracy when you're in water or something that's bad material just goes up and down horribly fast.
Even on an OLED, it's hard to track. Like on a CRT, it would be hard as balls, but this thing on an OLED, even a fucking OLED, I'm like, this is nuts. My eye cannot track this.
Yeah, it's hitting the top and the bottom part of it like ding, 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 and you have to get in the center because if it's like in the 40% above or below, you'll miss.
Yeah, just entirely. So, I got to see the missing the ball entirely animation 3 times in a row, and every time I did it, it was like, do you want to move the ball? I'm like, no, I don't want that stroke penalty.
Yeah, so you and Tosh ended up on the bottom of the ranking, so it said 32nd and 33rd.
Yeah, 31st, because all THs. Because they didn't understand 32nd should have an ND instead of a TH. Neo Turf Masters real good. I have not played anything else. So I'm just going to throw out one last note.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope to show Bob this after we record this so that way he can back me up on this. Because I know at a conceptual level, Bob, you're already signed on.
Okay, what's up?
But once I show you, I think you'll be even more, yeah, do it, Dan, for the love of God. So we got the RetroTink. The RetroTink has a pixel perfect mode for progressive scan things. The Wii's progressive scan. We have an HDMI mod for our Wii, which we went through a bucket load of shit to find a Wii model that's compatible with that HDMI mod. Well, the HDMI mods are now scarce, incredibly scarce. They're selling on eBay like pre-modded Wii's for like $600. That shit doesn't look as good as Bob's third-party component cables on the RetroTink. So I'm just like, we should just sell the HDMI modded fucking Wii.
Yeah, that sounds like an obvious decision to me.
Right.
Money.
Most of these things, like I never enter any of these purchases with with the intent to sell it, but there is a threshold you can cross where I go, well, you're not really providing all that much utility to me anymore, and this shit is going for way too nuts of a price. Like we used to have,
like you had the analog NT.
Yeah, the analog NT Mini. And it was like, well, this doesn't have a good horizontal scaler, and the retro USB AVS has a much better one, and it's cheap as shit, and everyone wants this analog NT Mini because it does these other systems, because they don't know what a Mister is, or they think this is better than a Mister because it's not a Mister, or the computer-like nature of the... I want somebody to make an OS for humans on top of the Mister. Like, does anyone else feel that way?
Oh, yeah. It'd be great if that thing just had something that made it feel like a complete console experience.
Yeah. I feel like it's intentionally engineered at multiple levels to scare away people who aren't really into computers.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm saying that as me, someone who's built every PC he's owned since 2009. So like, and I've been doing video card research since 2004. Like, I'm clearly into PC shit, but even I look at this thing and I'm like, I don't know that I can recommend this to most people. We need someone to find out a way to make a Mr. OS that just sits on top of this that makes it simple for people.
Yeah. I usually like nice little trimmings to the things I'm like playing and stuff. That's what I liked about the modding the SNES Mini.
Yes.
Where you could edit the music that played on the menu. People like made texture packs, uploaded backgrounds and box art stuff. Most of that was done in the first 4 days.
Yeah, I know. And that was exactly what I was thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
I was like that, or even just the level of the SNES Mini's original OS or the Genesis Mini. Like any of those.
I've already customized my Mr. slightly. Like, I changed the background and switched out the main font a little bit, just so it was a little bit less basic.
Yeah, the default font is really fucking basic.
Mm-hmm.
But this is coming from the guy where every time I make a Google document, I change it to Comforta font because the default font is shit. Because the default font of the internet is shit. But yeah. Anyways, that's basically it. I don't have any cool stories aside from that. I've just tried to get everything hooked up. I also had a really hectic week outside of stuff, which I won't talk about. But I watched a shitload of Colombo. Colombo's really fucking good. I'm glad we Colombo pilled KZ so fast.
Yeah, which means I'm Colombo pilling my audience.
Yep. That shit's, it's really good. It's really good. For anyone who's never watched an episode of Colombo, let me just summarize it, okay? Colombo is film-length episodes that were made by real-ass directors in the 70s. So there's an episode directed by Spielberg.
The first episode
Yeah.
of the proper show is Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, so like they have real fucking directors. They're always changing out. Here's some beautiful virtues of Colombo. Colombo's the only reoccurring character in Colombo.
Yeah, there's no like superior that's in every episode or autopsy guy.
Yeah, no, it's just Colombo.
Yeah.
You don't need that. That's needless.
The most important virtue, I think, sometimes you will watch this show for 30 minutes and not see Colombo.
Yes, and that's what's beautiful about Colombo.
That's like the pilot.
Yeah.
That's frequent.
Yeah, that is, speaking of which, that pilot thing, the thing that's just a film called such and such Prescription Murder featuring Colombo, that is worse than any episode, I think, except for the military one in season 4.
Yeah, it's like a 6.
Yeah, it's a 6. It's the worst.
Because I just started at the beginning and watched like 6 episodes, and I'm like, yeah, that first one sure was a lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, he looks a lot younger and more clean cut, and I don't want that.
Yeah, no.
He doesn't look like he got tricked into taking an exploding cigar.
Yes. Yeah, I need that. I need him to just be the raggedy piece of shit that's hunched over, about to cause some problems.
And here's the great thing, okay? You guys, Colombo, you get introduced to the villain before they commit the crime. You watch them commit the murder. There's no murder mystery in this. You then watch over the next hour or longer as Colombo works them down and turns their bones into powder as he doesn't leave them alone for a single fucking second. It's delightful. So many times the criminal's like, where did I fuck up? And seriously, there are episodes where he goes, I knew it was you before I met you. Because there was just evidence just outside of like whatever area they're at or whatever. It's so fucking good. Anyways, I'm done proselytizing Colombo. If you're interested in Colombo, their YouTube channel has a few free episodes. That's how I started watching it. And honestly, those aren't terrible episodes.
Yeah.
One of them's incredibly good.
Which one are you going for?
The one with the police scandal. That that one that when we watched it and were maybe a little bit inebriated, the finale and reveal of how Colombo wins made me just collapse onto the ground.
That is the most iconic, memorable ending to a Colombo episode ever, and it makes me laugh every fucking time I think about it, because guys, Colombo has this unreal understanding of pacing and punch. And that ending is just boom, sucker punch, insanely loud, credits. It's the funniest shit in the world.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing where it's like, I got you. You're under arrest. Smash credits.
Yeah, no,
you don't need else. There's just this quality where there's so many conversations where the culprit that you know of course,
yeah,
just learned something that Colombo noticed and is shitting their pants. And they just cut to their face just kind of melting. And then sometimes they come up with plan number 2 to make it so that they can win, and it's always the most pathetic thing you ever see.
And Colombo's like, just so you know, I know that she's the loose string, and this lady, you know, she's obviously gonna rat you out eventually. Then the murderer's like, I know, I'll kill her. It's just like, it's the most fucking obvious thing, and Colombo's like, I know you killed her. Like, he's literally there waiting. It's so good. It's so fucking good, you guys. Okay, I'm done gushing about Colombo.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna pass on. Hey Bob.
Hey.
What you been playing?
Well, I did eat something weird this week.
Oh god damn it,
yeah,
I
you
forgot. Okay. Do it.
I'm gonna post it in the Discord so everyone can see this.
I'm gonna go grab a slice and
Oh no.
eat it while you talk.
Oh,
think
that
I'm able to
actually,
eat now.
that actually looked good.
Yeah, no, it's the Cuban pizza from Hungry Howie's. So this thing, let me run through. Instead of marinara, it's got a mustard mayo sauce.
Okay.
It's covered in salami, mozzarella, ham, pulled pork, and pickles.
This sounds solid.
No, this was really good. I was surprised. The pulled pork is actually pretty good for what you expect from a pizza place. And that sauce matches well with it. I love pickles on a pizza, honestly. I hope I can just put that on anything. So this is really good.
I was not ready, Bob.
No.
As you know, Dan was still preparing, and you arrived at the door. I open it up, and I just see you, got your setup, holding a pizza, and I'm like, oh, he brought, and you're like, I got it. And I went, it? Oh, it. Because we were joking you were going to eat that and then black out 5 minutes into this podcast.
Right. Luckily, it wasn't like insanely greasy. It's got pulled pork on it. It's kind of greasy. But,
it's Hungry Howie's.
Yeah, Hungry Howie's too. This is still one of my favorite pizza joints when they make it right.
Yes. I remember enjoying them quite a bit when I was last in Florida.
This is fucked up. I'm one bite in and I'm like, this is good. What?
Yeah. Yeah, it might be one of the best things I've eaten for the podcast.
Yeah, it's up there.
Oh, did it beat out Fazoli's?
Ugh.
Yeah, Bob, would you give this above a 2?
Yeah, I'd give this above a 2.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Man, this is fucked up. I was ready to eat this and hate it. I don't even like I don't like meat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a huge meat guy. So when people are like, meat eaters pizza, I'm like, nah, I'm good. And this thing, it's got meat all over it, but it works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't sure on some of that. Sometimes salami on pizza does go bad, but I think they were moderate enough with that and gave me enough pork to make it work. Let's see. For other non-games things I did.
Oh, I didn't realize there was more.
I've been trying different chairs.
I'm wondering if you were brave enough to discuss the chair nightmare, because I feel bad for you.
So as a preamble, Bob.
Yeah.
Audience. Bob's chair is at my house. I have a house that's full of Bob's things.
Finally.
So Bob needs a new chair for his house because he's currently using an office chair that I sat in 2003. It's pretty old.
It is pretty old. It's falling apart in different ways.
Yeah, it's not high grade in the least.
Yeah.
So I've been like, okay, Gamers Nexus. I've heard other people say gaming chairs are bad. Get an office chair. So I was like, sure, I'll try these office chairs.
Yeah, you hear that a lot. I know multiple streamers who say that too.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, I know I've heard this elsewhere. It's not just this one site.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried one of the ones that Gamer Nexus recommended first. The Komen Ergonomic Office Chair High Back Mesh. It's on Amazon.
Okay.
It's all mesh. It looks nice. The thing feels like it wants me to fall out the front of it.
How does a chair do that?
If the seat is like too short, so my thighs are basically half off of the chair, it feels like.
Yeah.
And it's got a slope downward, and I'm like, maybe I'm just not heavy enough for this. Honestly, maybe it's one of those things of like it's designed for a heavier person. It's mesh, so it just is literally repelling me.
No, I'm sorry. That doesn't check out at all. I don't.
Okay, so you tried it too, and did you have a similar experience with sliding out the front?
I mean, that wasn't my first and foremost thought. There are other comfort-related issues like the armrests.
Yeah, the armrests are bad.
And the mesh never feels like I have become one with it, like you think memory foam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do just kind of feel like you're on top of it.
Yeah. It doesn't. It feels like you're unwanted.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. That chair makes me feel unwanted.
Mm-hmm. So I returned that one after one day. I was just like, no. No, this isn't working.
That means Bob barely sat in that chair more than I did.
Yeah, no, you might have ended up sitting in that chair more than me. I pushed it away and used the old chair from 2003.
Yeah, I love it because I get to see the arc in real time, because you were like, okay, I got to go home and set up this first chair the day I arrived.
Yes. After setting up your chair.
I supervised.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. I watched it.
That's not what that word means.
So then I was like, okay, I'll try wirecutters.com budget pick, which is, they say is still a great chair. It's just that it's $300 instead of their recommended chair, which is $800. which I'm not putting down $800. I can't do that.
Hey, Bob, think of it this way.
What's up?
If you threw $800 down, there's a good chance you wouldn't still be building chairs.
Maybe.
Anyways, continue.
I don't know. I'm starting to think all office chairs have certain ideas. So this thing still has armrests that are basically just as bad as the last chair. These armrests don't meet the back of the chair at all. So there's just this huge gap where I have to have my arms pulled slightly forward to use them. All they do is go up and down instead of like...
If only they were 4D.
Yeah, if only they were 4D. They can move in and out. So I get that range of movement at least, but I don't get backwards and forwards. So there's no way to like compensate and get my arm next to like my side and have something like that. It's weird. I don't like them. The seat itself feels a lot better on this thing. Did I say the name of it? It's the Han Ignition 2.0.
You did not say that. That's really funny because when I hear Ignition,
yeah,
I think race car chair.
You'd think, right?
Like gaming chairs.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they gave this game a really cool name. It looks pretty standard though. It has a regular seat and then a mesh back. One of the worst parts of this chair, other than the armrest, which are terrible, when you lean back, when you sit back on the backrest at all, there's a popping noise. The popping is coming from the top of it.
What?
So it's literally right by your ears, just popping.
Come on.
And I'm like, okay, maybe this is, I need to break it in. I'll give it a few days. It's been like 3 days.
Okay.
It's still popping when I even slightly touch the back of it. I'm like, how is this recommendable to anyone?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, back still doesn't feel great because there's no way to get it to be fully rigid and give you the support you'd want for that, or to get it to be as easy to push back on as you would like. Like you can't, if you recline in it, you're fighting it.
You're not ready to go up against this chair.
But at least the seat moves in and out, so I can actually sit in it without it repelling me. So it's better than the first chair, but I still wouldn't recommend it. This is the $300 chair after all.
Yeah.
So I'm probably just going to break down and get a gaming chair now.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
Because I wanted to give these a shot. I have time now that there's not everything in my house. I can do this. I can make these chairs.
It's fucked up. I have time now that not everything's in your house. You know, I would have a lot more time if I had a washer and dryer. Ladies and gentlemen, I broke down. I bought a washer and dryer. That June of this year is going to be the most expensive month of my life until I die.
Ugh.
I could not imagine. I could probably fund the Mighty Number 9 review, and it would cost less across a whole month than this month did for me.
Well, don't worry. Once you buy a house, you have to have like $40,000 down.
That's true, but that's cheating, right? Because if you think about it, that $40,000 didn't disappear. Meanwhile, this is rent and a security deposit, and those sure as shit effectively disappeared.
Yeah, those disappeared.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, it's rough.
And the washer and dryer is only as good as it stays alive. So we're going to have to ride that over the next several years to figure out how fucked I was by this.
Hopefully that ends up being solid.
Yeah, no, I looked into reviews. They seem really, really good. I found out sorry to hijack your non-gaming segment here, but
no, it's good.
I found out about the mystery. Like, I didn't know this was a thing. Gas dryers?
Oh, yeah. You were telling me about gas dryers.
Yeah, did you know this is a thing, Phil? I know this sounds insane for a man in his mid-30s to be saying, I guess. But
go on.
I'll
say if I...
Okay, well, I just didn't know gas dryers existed. I assumed 240 volt, was what they used. Like, the electric dryers were all there were. And then I looked into...
Oh, yeah, there was gas dryers.
But I look into it.
I knew that.
And a bunch of people are like, oh, you gotta go gas dryers. You gotta go gas dryers. And I'm like, but it costs $100 more to get a gas dryer than just an electric one. And they go, yeah, but you'll break even on the cost of the dryer in 5 years. That's when you'll start saving money 5 years from now. I'm like, okay, are you accounting for inflation? You realize 5 years from now, the $100 I spent now is worth more then, right? You do realize that some places may not have a gas hookup You realize that that's another layer of this device that could break? Are you fucking aware of what you're saying right now? Because every single thing I read that was in defense of gas dryers over electric sounded insane. Unlike...
Well, okay, here's a problem. A gas dryer might be great if you know you're not going anywhere for years, because not all houses have gas anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's fucking me up. Like, we have gas for the water heater. So we have a gas hookup. It's something I could have done. But I don't know about the next fucking place. I don't even intend to stay here for 5 years. So, like, the thought of it'll break even in 5 years, and I'm like, in 5 years, it may not even work. Fuck off. And for $100, at what point can I install a solar panel and save more energy? Like,
immediately.
It's insane. I don't know. Anyway, that was my insane Dan figured out gas dryers were a thing and has spent way too much money last month. So I want to thank everyone who's a patron of either the Prime GigaBoots or the GB Podcasts Patreon, and everyone who supports us on streams, because I would not have fucking survived.
Money.
No. God, it sucks. Okay. Sorry, Bob.
No, that's good. That was basically it for my chair talk. I'm probably gonna try Secret Labs.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at now that everything's calmed down.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. It's only like $50 more than I spent on the chair I'm currently sitting in. And it's probably way better because the chair I'm sitting in now, the DX Racer, is way better than
any of those chairs you
office
tried.
chairs. Which the first one I tried, it was on sale. They got it down to like $200, but it's normally like a $260 chair. It wasn't cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, my brother has a Secret Lab, the Secret Lab Omega style, where it's just a big wide chair sort of thing. One of the nice things about those is that they have fabric instead of this pleather thing that the DX Racers have, which can break down.
Yeah, I've noticed ours have started to break down. I was considering the fabric, but then I saw that an option for Diva was in the fabric, and I was like, I don't know if I want to be close to doing that.
What? It's a part of your soul.
They need to get some Genshin chairs in here. I'd buy that.
Bob, if you tweet that at them, that might work. You might get enough retweets. Tell people to retweet you. It'll be really good. That'd be really
I'll
fun.
ping my whole server. Retweet
Jesus.
Bob right now.
Oh, yeah, that would be good. I'd do that, too. That would be way too funny.
I'm getting to needing a new chair, so I've been considering the Lazy Boy Trafford.
Okay.
I gotta look this up
you
right
send-
now.
Yeah, what the
Could you
heck
send
is
us a
this?
picture of that? That sounds hilarious.
I'll just link the page.
I didn't realize Lazy Boy was making chairs for, like, office
They
stuff.
make like an office chair, yeah.
Huh. Okay, here we go. 1 second. Okay, I can see the appeal.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has a good curve on it. Good back support.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really ergonomic.
I like ergs.
He'll start sitting in this. It's like all real leather, and he just makes big crumpling noises constantly.
Man, I
You can
should
tell
get
when I
this.
get up because it's just like a really loud peeling sound.
Yes.
That would be really hilarious.
And you're like, oh no, the leather's still stuck to me. It just ripped off the chair.
He's like, okay, I'm going to hit stop now. Because he has to lean forward.
It's like to feel. Are you sitting in your chair naked?
Yes.
It's 118 degrees. Bob.
I'm eating frozen
Yeah.
peas.
Yeah.
He's just nude in an office chair eating frozen peas to stay cold.
Jesus, it's good.
That's a lot.
But I played video games too.
Okay, that's cool.
I know.
Whoa!
For a
I
second
know.
there, I thought I was going to be the only one with Neo Turf Masters.
Guilty Gear put out a patch.
Okay.
Previously, I've had an issue where every time I change floors in the multiplayer of Guilty Gear, where changing floors happens when you go up or down ranks, I would just get a hard crash, like a hard freeze on the floor change thing. It would never move.
Huh.
So I had to just shut down the app. So this new patch has fixed that, but when I changed ranks, it literally put me in an empty lobby that didn't exist.
Ooh,
So I
ghost.
left the lobby, went back in, and then the people were there. But it was literally zero other people in the lobby before I did that. So I don't know what's going on. That's still not working well. But at least it's not to the point where I need to turn it off completely now to fix it. I also played the Doom Eternal PS5 patch.
Oh shit, you did? I really wanted to check that out.
Yeah, no, I was like, Dan told me about it before I left yesterday. I was like, I should go do that. So I did. It adds the 120 hertz mode, it adds the ray tracing mode. It loads a lot faster. There's weird stuff in here though.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it makes sense.
the loading is really fast, and then it'll be like connecting.
Bethesda Net.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bethesda Net.
Yep. I only had that problem after I turned it off and like took it out of rest mode. Like that's when I really had the problem. But you still have to do the connecting to Bethesda Net when you first boot it up. So I guess that was it or putting it in the load screen instead of anywhere else. It's terrible.
I don't need that. I'm not going to play the multiplayer. Stop making me connect.
It's okay, guys. Microsoft bought them, so now there will only be one shitty form of DRM.
Oh, is that all?
People are like,
dude,
what shitty form of DRM does Microsoft have? I just have to be connected to the internet to play any Xbox One game ever.
That's all.
That's all.
Don't worry, Dan. They're letting Bethesda say free and clean, so they're let them just continue to put Bethesda Net.
Continue to make everything worse.
Dude,
for literally no benefit whatsoever.
You said Bethesda and stay clean and free or whatever, and I was like, is Todd Howard running like a detoxing spa in Bob's head? And I imagined him in the video ad for it, where he's just like, do you want to be free and clear? Our spa just works. It's that simple.
It's based on an engine that's 18 years old.
We use the creation system.
Now imagine he's like that weird fake face, kind of like they did with the creator of Facebook in that one video made by South Park people.
A deep fake.
Yeah, deep fake. That's
Fake fake. I'm fake.
Look,
I'm fake.
I'm blank.
Deep face actually does sound scary.
Yes.
Yes. That would be. Oh my god. Yeah. No, it would be really great if the creator of South Park just made a video with Todd Howard doing an ad for Spa.
Yes.
Help.
So
how is it? Because it's supposed to be 1800p 120 hertz or 4K 60 ray tracing. That's what I've read.
Okay. So 120 hertz looks really great. Like the movement just looks so good.
I own it on PC. My video card can't do 4K 120 out. And I'm just sitting here and I'm like, will I buy it again?
I wish that they just put keyboard and mouse support.
Oh, yeah. No, if they did that even on the PS4, I would have bought it on that.
Yeah, no.
You just play it on Game Pass.
That's true.
Huh.
Until a hammer breaks through my Game Pass box.
And then you're like,
Yes.
hey, KZ, you're not using your Xbox right now. And I'm like, you're right. Here you go.
Dan, where did yours go? I had to use it for a video, KZ.
You ask me this every day. Are you just trying to joke on me? And I'm
I think
like,
KZ has dementia.
I do have dementia. I'm sorry. Who am I?
KZ, put your pants on.
I'm John Travolta.
So the 120 hertz mode, really great. Ray tracing's weird. It's not like there's not that many reflective surfaces in Doom from when I played, because you get the saves don't transfer. I only got to play the first level, so I played half of that at least in ray tracing mode.
Yeah, there's not much shiny in that part at all.
Yeah. This ain't no Ratchet and Clank.
Maybe it's
You got to get to certain.
yeah, you hit that snow level. You know, well, I imagine when you hit the cultist base, there might be more reflective stuff there.
Maybe, but now the other part that makes it kind of lame. Most of what I get to see in the reflection is me, Doom Guy.
No way.
Because at least in this area where there's mostly just the small reflective surfaces, the only times I really got to look at it were when it's just me. And Doom Guy, he's like a first-person shooter character who doesn't track right with your actual movements.
Oh,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
like always. So that looks really bad.
Some games nail that. Some games it can look fine.
Some games, very few.
Yeah, very few. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, so I'm just like not looking the right direction even. Looking at the wall. I'm like, yeah, that's Doom guy looking like some Quake character.
That's what I want, Bob.
You look in the reflection, and you're like, wait a second, what's with his face? And it's Colombo. His hair's all fucked up, and his eyes are looking the wrong way. And just one more thing. And then he tears him in half.
One more thing, Mr. Hayden.
But yeah, also going back to the beginning of this game and not having all the cool stuff from later in the game is hard.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
But
Yeah.
You don't even have the air dash.
No, not having a dash is crazy. I'm excited they did this though. I can finally buy that DLC. This is what I've been waiting for. I want to play the DLC like this. 120 feels great. It's really nice to see all the details, these animations in 120.
Oh yeah, I bet. They did awesome animation work on this game. I just want to throw out on a Series X, your save does transfer. So if you played on Xbox One, the Series X will just carry the save file over properly.
Oh yeah, because Sony has the insane thing where they're like, you gotta make a new button on the PS4 version, have both downloaded.
Yes, you have to navigate the maze correctly. Otherwise, you can't get the free upgrade.
You go.
Yeah,
They were like, we will not
thing.
solve the riddle.
It was really funny because when what was a Smart Delivery? What a shit name. When Smart Delivery was first announced in the summer and they were very proud of it, I was like, Microsoft, Sony did that last time with the fucking PS3 and PS4. Why are you bragging this much? There's no way it's going to be worse than that. And then these things came out. And it was like, PS5, why are you so fucking dysfunctional? Why is it this hard?
Wasn't Jedi Fallen Order? Didn't they fix that somehow? And
Yeah,
it's a mystery.
they're the only ones who figured it out.
I don't get it.
They had a save file engineer. At this point, I'm willing to argue. At this point, Sony should have a SWAT team of save file engineers.
They should.
Yes.
They should. That helps you sell your box. Unfortunately, they sell out instantly every time, so they probably don't consider it a priority.
I did see, and while I think criticizing Sony for this is absolutely imperative, it is imperative to point out how shitty this upgrading thing is and how bad it is that some of these files, these save files, don't transfer at all.
Yeah, giving them a noogie.
I also think it's absolutely fucking ridiculous that I read an article that's like, yeah, not everything's about horsepower, so maybe think about that before you buy a next-gen console. I was like, yeah.
What does that mean? That's a fucking useless platitude.
It's
you
like,
just said nothing.
No, it's going to be cross-gen forever. It's totally smart to make a purchase right now based on how well is it going to deal with 8th gen games from 2020. That makes total fucking sense. It was Kotaku.
Yeah, of course.
It's like, hold on, let me get.
Was this a random tweet? No, of course not.
No,
This is a full article.
It's fucking game journal.
Yeah.
Bada boom.
Fucking idiots. Anyways, weirdly enough, it didn't sound like the Series X was that much better graphics wise. I haven't seen a Digital Foundry video if they put one out, but I assume it's ridiculously close to the Rant is Go thing.
Right.
Where it's like 300 rows of pixels.
Whoa.
Where you posted a tweet of both shots saying, which one's the better one? And no one could.
And literally every human said, fuck you. And I'm like, here's the raw PNG. Go look. That part of that episode of The Rant is Go where I keep cutting between them cracks me up every time I watch that video. I'm like, it really is this bad. But yeah, I don't.
What? What's up? What's wrong?
I really want to play Doom at 120 and 4K.
I just want to play Doom again.
I'm okay with using a controller. It's fine. I'd prefer not to really strongly.
You need to flex the way Hugo Martin does, where he's like, I only play on Nightmare on a controller to own the audience. Because they're like, no, you can't play on a controller. It's wrong. He's like, I'll show you.
You can't do that. Keep yelling.
Yeah, he just does streaming Let's Plays of his own game now. And he's like, you're right. We should buff this weapon.
They did add trigger stuff for the PS5.
Oh.
Yeah, so now near the bottom of most triggers, there's like a little click. So with the L2 can activate like the mod power for your weapon. So you click that in and then you're ready to use it.
Oh, that's dope.
It kind of works, but it's not really that fancy because, there's nothing it's doing before you get to the part where it clicks. So, yeah. And then this trigger for shooting is also just that. I was like, okay, the bottom is a little, like, it's got a little bit of click. It's like, not much.
Okay.
Yeah, so they didn't put too much into this.
Yeah, I'm more interested in the haptics, to be frank, since this game wasn't made from the ground up for adaptive triggers.
Yeah.
That's cool. I need to check this out.
Yeah.
What's the cheapest way for me to get Doom and get it upgraded to PS5?
I can bring my copy over.
Oh, cool. Great.
Yeah, I think that'll solve the problem real quick.
It probably will.
It's-
I need to see that shit stat on this TV with black frame insertion on.
Yeah, I should have brought the disc today. I didn't think about it.
I downloaded it, so what we can do is just slot my PS5 into your TV stand.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. Hey, Bob.
Hey.
You play anything else?
I did play a few other things.
Okay. What'd you play?
Neo TWEWY had their Neo. The World Ends with You. Jesus, I'm now.
Yeah, Neo : The World Ends with You.
Neo TWEWY.
Yeah.
Bob's turning into Shawway.
Yeah.
well,
Shawway.
You can't say Neo TWEWY and not sound like Charlotte.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
It's fucking tragic.
I played that massive demo they put out. That's like the first 2 days. Which
Yes.
days are chapters, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That game's kind of neat. It definitely still feels budget, which I guess makes sense for a sequel to a DS game.
To The World Ends with You.
Mm-hmm.
that never really sold, that also has to have a shitload of original music, some of which is lyrical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has, like, you could tell how budget it is because when you boot it, it shows you the Unity logo in huge font, so they didn't even pay to get that removed. And yeah, it doesn't look great. The main character's design, I think, is really good, but doesn't translate well because his coat moves really badly.
Oh.
But I think this game is neat. It's cool to see a new World Ends with You after so long.
Yep. Absolutely.
Uh,
Just hearing new music, like hearing like a new overworld theme when you're running around.
Yeah, no, it's nice to have that.
Mhm.
The soundtrack in this game is like basically no other game I can think of.
Oh, it was real strong. I'm like, thank you for giving me 2 days of like this music.
And they also it does that thing that I talked about in Ys 9 where voice acting comes and goes
Yes.
like a heart attack.
Yeah.
Just like, okay, the first part of this scene's gonna have voice acting, the last part no, it's just dropping.
Yeah.
It feels like it's even less than
Yakuza
in Ys 9.
rules.
Like it's
Yakuza rules.
at least in my experience in Yakuza, a certain style of cutscene will have voice acting,
Yes.
and a certain style will not.
Yeah, they straight up will turn
No,
on the new
but
cutscene mode through like a fade in or a fade out.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I've seen a Yakuza cutscene that looked like the ones with voice acting that didn't have it.
Okay,
But
okay.
they are the exception.
but this
rather
is
than
happening in the very first day of the game. Like this isn't like I played the first few hours of
Right.
Yakuza 0, and it's held to that for those first few hours.
right.
Where this breaks it within the first 10 minutes. It still works. It's fine. It's just again feels budget.
Mm-hmm.
The combat is pretty simple, but I think it's neat. Like each new pin you get is a new attack power, and that completely changes the way that the character moves. They get only one move per character
Yeah.
using these pins. So it's all about, okay, this move gets mapped to this face button, and then it's like, okay, he has a launcher, this other character has a melee attack, and this one has a long range attack.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah, it was a really good solution to in the original you would have partner stuff and they would like do stuff on like the top screen using like the D-pad and other stuff. And then you would use touch screen for your pins, but putting it one per character and each like button is a person is a good way to like keep that team dynamic because you're going to have up to 4 party members in this.
Yeah, I wish that it was I kind of wish each character got assigned to a button instead of the way it is currently where each
Yeah.
pin power is assigned to a button.
Yes, like some of them were like L1 or R1 or the triangle, square, and X. Because circle's like your special thing.
Right, yeah. And then you have a dodge button, which I think is X.
Yes.
So I think it's square, triangle, L1, L2, something like that.
Yeah, it's something like that. But I was wondering how they're going to be able to handle like still making this feel like it's a group effort, not a solo type of thing, so that it fits like the themes and the whole game itself.
Yeah, and it seems like this system might work. Maybe there's a reason for each move being placed like it is, and that'll become more evident as we get
Yeah.
farther in. 'Cause it sounded like in the tutorials that they were saying, okay, each character can only have one pin for now.
Oh God.
So I wonder how that's going to expand.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in how that'll go. I was all right with it at first, but I was like, this needs a little bit more. Then you get your third party member, and then I'm like, okay, I'm starting to get the flow of it because it's not syncing now. It's like groove, where you'll do a full combo. Say you have a slashing pin, and you'll mash it out 4 or 5 hits, and then there's a small delay for the last one, and then a little beat drop appears where it's like a little circle that's running out of time, and then you press a different pin and attack with that, and it shows that you're like in sync with your other partners, and you keep ramping that up until you max out, and then you can hit circle to do a super attack, which is just big AoE damage depending on the pin type that hit 100%. So it just kind of becomes this thing of setting things up, which I think does a little bit better from a strategy standpoint when you start getting stuff like this pin drops a giant rock. So what you're going to do is hold L1, which I think is the one it's bound to, while you're mashing a different pin's button. So you hit this moment of like, all right, so once I immediately switch, that rock is maxed out because it's a charge up move. So, and once you start doing that, the big enemies just drop in one combo. It gets really fun. I played this. I did the combat in this quite a bit because it has all the features that the original had, where you can change difficulty on the fly, but you cannot do that in the demo, at least. But they have the thing of you can level down, so I can just shoot myself to level 1, and they're like, you've chained together 5 fights. Your drop rate is now times 120 because you're such a low level. So it's a really good way to like grind easily and adjust the difficulty and stuff like that. So
since you're talking about that, they have the system that's in oh my god, what's that smartphone game that Sakaguchi just released? Fantasia. You can go around and collect battles and then queue them all up and do them all at once.
Yeah, that was also in the original, and I did it well before the game expected me to. I'm like, do they let me do it yet? Because you can only get into battles when you enter a scan mode. Otherwise, it's a normal overworld. And you pick up all the noise and click in. And I'm like, I just want to knock out a bunch of these in a row. And I'm glad that they just immediately jumped into that.
The other complaint I have about the combat, their voice lines constantly going.
Yes.
KZ was comparing it to something like Tales of, where you do a special move and they have a yell attack, like they call the attack.
Damn, I'm a genius.
But every single move is a special move in this game.
Of course, yes.
So every time you hit the button, they have to yell something.
Yeah, it's great.
It's so bad.
It's great.
I didn't have a problem with it when I was just fighting regular random encounter enemies, but when I got to the boss of this demo, I was like, I've heard the same line 12 times in the last 2 seconds. It's rough.
Galaxy Brain Activate.
Yeah, he does say
it's
that.
Like that one Kamen Rider show with the audio mixing, which is like 18 sound effects on top of each other. Go.
Yeah, it's really good.
I can't believe that guy actually says Galaxy Brain Activate.
Yeah,
why is that real?
Yeah, Fret's the ultimate dipshit. I love him. He's great.
Yeah, Fret's really terrible.
Yeah, he's wonderful.
I see the appeal, but oh my god.
Yeah.
Since it is very modern setting, there is a ton of like texting as well as dialogue that's displayed kind of like texting, which fits thematically. I think they did it pretty well. Yeah. I do wish this game had more money, but this seems like it'll be totally acceptable and a neat thing. I really wish they could get the main character looking better.
You could go so many tiers lower rent than this. Like, this feels higher than I was expecting for The World Ends With You.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like this is about the lowest tier I was expecting from it.
I mean, here's the thing, Bob. Here's what I'm going to counter, and I'm going to challenge everyone on this podcast to voice in on this. Would you truly say this is lower tier than Trials of Mana?
No.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't play the demo, so I can't even remark it. I'm like, I'd be stunned if it was lower.
I saw enough of the demo to be like, it's getting treated better treatment than Mana fans. Well, I guess the Legend of Mana remaster's out now, and Feel's a big fan of that. But, you know.
I mean, it's voice acted by professionals, which helps.
Yes.
Like every
wait. Whoa,
No, Dan, don't you do it.
What are we trying to say about Shawa?
Shawa is a masterpiece. Everyone else can't live up.
Yeah, I think it's more the crimson movie suit that invades the castle if you pick Duran.
Why are you gonna? I'm watching Dan die right now.
I need a giant cardboard cutout of that dude, and at the bottom it just has a plaque that reads "Crimson movie suit." Oh my
God. But
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, if you put it in that frame, it weirdly, parts of it look worse than Trials, but genuinely it plays better and has much better voice acting and direction, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and also, like, I would say there's a lot more, this is a really weird thing to say, but follow me, audience. It has a lot more art in it.
yes. In general, like you look at the 3D stuff, and it definitely looks lower tier than like a bigger Japanese game. But then you hit all of the stuff that's using 2D art assets or like direction in that way, and it just really pops in a really nice way, where they're like spinning stuff around and presenting different stuff in the texting and everything, that I'm just stimulated the whole time. Like, wow, they're really going all out on this. And also they're composing out of their mind on that music.
Yeah, the music definitely is, just like with the first game, kind of the big saving grace for it.
Yeah, all the new music is incredible, and all the new remixes are also incredible for this.
I do find it hard to... This is a personal problem with me. When the music is a ton of English lyrics constantly going, I find it hard to read.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Unfortunate.
Yeah,
There was a really good moment. This was well over 12 years ago. I'm on the phone with my girlfriend. I'm writing shit for a course, right? I get off the phone and Bob goes, "How do you do that?" And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "How can you be on the phone and write?" And I'm like, "I don't know." Bob, my secret is I wasn't listening.
Oh my God.
You know,
I went with that girlfriend. No way.
Bob knows exactly which one I'm talking about. Burn it to the ground.
Yeah. That's my secret shit. Cap.
Yep.
God. It's like Dan's an asshole. It's like,
Maybe not.
You don't know.
You do not know her.
Yeah.
You do not know her. You do not know where I've been.
You will not speak for her.
Please, for the love of God. Anyways, sorry. Yeah, some people have problem with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm sorry
know
to hear that.
that's a major problem I have. Luckily, I can... Most of the time when it's playing that music, it's subtext that doesn't auto-scroll. Because it's a bunch of... You can read people's minds.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just walk around town doing that, and the music for Overworld is playing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just have to... Like, I literally have to concentrate more.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if it was like Nerve HQ music, you would be all sorts of prep to read.
Yes, of course.
It's so cozy.
This makes you more immersed and involved because you're using your mind powers to read the mind.
My galaxy brain, right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Galaxy Brain Activate.
.com.
There's something... There was a general tone in the original where you get the premise of what The World Ends With You is, and the characters are kind of like really stressed out and have anxiety about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you reach these characters and they go, "Oh, that's kind of based." Where there's just a general vibe very specific to this one that I'm like, this is nice.
It is weird how calm they are about these things that are happening around them.
I like this new generation a lot, where it doesn't necessarily feel like the sequel's really hardly retreading on it. Even the general format of, it's not two partners with the clock on their hand having to do this very basic task, and then they're good. It's, these are teams, and these teams need to defeat the thing and get this pin that gives them points. And then they're trying to be the number one, so they get a prize. And they come up with their own names and logos and stuff. It feels fresh, where it didn't feel like, okay, we're going to make a sequel and just do the exact same thing again. This feels like they came in with a lot of ideas, which I really appreciate.
It's been too long since I played the original. I wish I could speak better to that, but it's literally been since launch.
Oh, yeah, because it was a very basic thing of just get through it.
Yeah.
They just need to survive the week, and then, take on that game master
and then they can get like one wish. And here it's like a cool competition, which I think is dope as hell, especially that early thing in day one where it's, I enter just in as just Rindo's team.
Yeah, he was like making a group chat basically, so it's Rindo's chat or something.
Yeah, so that's the name of their team, and it's like, we've noticed they didn't give themselves a name. That's pretty fucking stupid.
I really appreciate some of the new Reapers.
Oh yes,
like the main one who keeps showing up and be like, I'm not gonna actually explain anything to you, but you suck at this.
I like how her default. Okay, this is a line that we played during non-voice acted text is later losers. And I'm like, you're the best character in this game.
Yes.
That or the other dude who talks like a Looney Tune.
The main, I assume he's the game master, main villain or something.
Yeah, titties out, Duragon.
Yeah. Oh god, is he called Duragon?
No.
Okay, he looks like Duragon,
Yes.
Mikado, and his main catchphrase is sheeple.
Greetings, sheeple of Shibuya.
It's really strong.
Yeah, it is. Very, very loud compared to the more casual game master of the first game.
You know, I really don't like that third guy that we get on our team, though, who has a megaphone and likes mass too much.
What's wrong? That is the fan favorite character, Shomi Namimoto.
That's people who anime characters who act like this are really annoying.
You know what? This might be your spiciest take of all time.
Really? A guy who uses mass way too much and is super excited about it.
Yes.
And
No, Bob is right.
Always has a calculation for something. He's like that character in Lupin Part 4. It's terrible.
Whatever, Zeptogram.
At least
He's like the most intensely 14-year-old bait character in this.
oh my god, you're right.
I can tell. I haven't met a person who dislikes this guy. I'm like,
Yeah, because they played the game when they were 14.
Yes, he's wonderful. He says math. One time, he recited pi the entire thing in the first game, and the characters just start screaming.
Oh, he's a returning character.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was the game master of one of the weeks in the original.
Wow, it's been too long.
Yes, like he was like a main boss, and like that's why people like him so much because he was.
Man, maybe that's part of why I dislike him.
Yes, he's the he's the husband character of the previous game.
That's not the term anymore, KZ.
Oh, okay. Educate.
Term now is boy wife.
I always assumed that was the person I see Shibuya talking about. This kind of scruffy looking guy.
Oh, the orange-haired one?
No, the black-haired short. Like he looks like he's in a dress
like
shirt.
5 o'clock shadow.
Shadow.
Oh no, he's the cool background character that like talks lore at you, which is in every piece of media ever.
Yes,
and yes, he's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we could get a few less Zeptogram comments, that'd be good.
I'm pretty sure that man will be leaving quick when I saw how high his level was.
Oh, is his level super high? I didn't look at it.
Yeah, it looked like he was like 15 above everyone or something like that. He seemed like, you know, he's the veteran character to get people like, oh shit, he's back. And I imagine he will just disappear to do other things.
Well, he can leave for a good like 5 chapters, please.
It's okay. He'll be replaced by the quirky girl.
I'm excited to see what Corky Girl's deal is because it's got to be better than his.
Yeah, she every clip I've seen, she seems great.
I think that's enough Neo TWEWY.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in the same place. I'm so excited that feels like that's soundtrack of the year probably.
Probably. It's going to be hard to beat that.
Yeah.
As far as that category goes, I don't know.
You can't invoke such powerful mid 2000s energy the way Neo TWEWY is doing.
No.
Really solid.
I also got to play a bit of Scarlet Nexus. Probably not as much as KZ did.
Yeah, I'm on like.
Yeah, I played a little bit. I didn't play a ton.
Yeah, I'm on. They call the chapters in that phases. I'm at the start of phase 6 on the guy.
Jeez. Yeah, I
only got like one phase into the guy.
Okay.
I got past the demo and then did like one extra thing. So I made it to the hideout for the first time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're
yeah, that's exactly where I stopped also.
Yeah, your cool pad.
Yes, where you... In this game, you play Zuito, who is rich.
Yes.
and doesn't know his privilege.
Doesn't understand his privilege of being a part of such a legendary, prestigious family where his dad's a governor and his brother is the leader of the super cops.
Yes. And his ancestor is like the savior of the world or something.
Yeah, the 2,000 years ago.
This is stroke-inducing. I had no idea Scarlet Nexus could provide such opportunities.
Yeah, that's what you get from your male protagonist.
I figured it out real quick when they were like, yeah, you guys are the 550th class. I'm like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean we're the 550th class of the psychic super cops?
Yes, it's very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Everyone kept saying, so is this like Astral Chain? I'm like, no, my character is a character. He talks. He makes mistakes sometimes. He reacts at all.
You get an extra costume for pre-ordering that has a lot of drip. Something that just did not happen.
Yes.
I got any sense of anything in this game. Like, you get any sense of what normality is and how this threat alters it.
Yes.
Unlike Astral Chain, where everything is really poorly defined.
Bob,
Also, this isn't Ava.
Bob, what are you talking about? Lappy has drip.
Yeah, Lappy does have
Yeah,
drip.
dripping out of that tongue. A lot of people tried to say, is this cyberpunk? And as they've officially said, it is not a cyberpunk game. They've said it's brain punk.
Okay.
You use your brain.
It does have that component since you see advertisements everywhere and they're like, man, I wish I didn't have psychic powers so I wouldn't have to see all these advertisements all the time.
Yeah. Speaking of like the cool shit that they do there, it has the coolest thing where they're like the enemies in this, the others. They eat your brain, so they basically just eat your whole head. Essentially,
Yeah, they bite your head off.
And they made it so you have all the stuff hooked up as a part of the OSF like military, where a giant triangle with an exclamation point appears over their head in like AR to censor their head. And it just appears as soon as they like die and stuff. And it's like, that's a censor. We don't want you to see that. It'll fuck you up.
Yeah,
it's hate.
Yeah, it's like we're censoring it so we're censoring it for your mental health. Parentheses. We're censoring it so we can make decapitation a main part of this game and not get 0Z.
Yeah, it makes it really cool where they can go a little bit harder on stuff. You later
You would not drink piss, allegedly.
Yes,
Allegedly.
you do get to see like a cutscene where it's like, oh, that character's gonna die, and then you get to see a bunch of effects as they prepare to censor it.
Huh.
And I think some of that stuff's cool, where they can go a little bit harder than they would have been able to before, and also get to make it really stylized, which I like.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of cool, like just in-air energy stuff, like neat stylistic choices they've made with this. I didn't get too far past the demo stuff, so I don't have much more to say. But I did get to see the actual structure of the game. Of each section is like a big explorable area, and then you just have a world map where you warp between these different sections.
What I really appreciate is later on in the game, because you're getting so many new areas, like you're going to different places. I went to go like grind, and one, they have a shop where you can exchange stuff. So it's like you take materials that you pick up from an area, and you do that to get a weapon upgrade. One, they have the wish list system where you click in the right stick, so when you pick something up in the field, they'll let you know you got the thing you needed for that thing.
Good.
Which is great. I love doing that in stuff like the newer Monster Hunter games. But also, you hit up on the D-pad to change the location. You can do that at any time. So I can just I'm halfway through this area. Let me just seamlessly warp into the next a zone from like 2 chapters ago, and I'm just immediately there.
All right, it's not like Ratchet and Clank was like, okay, I gotta go back to this world and then dig.
Oh no, you're there in like 6 or 7 seconds flat, because on PS5 that load is pretty nothing.
That's good.
But that was really great to go back and like grind through areas. You also have the bonding system, which you guys didn't get too far.
I got to do one of those. Yeah.
You level them up by like giving them gifts that you can find in shops, and like there are certain things that they'll tell you this is for this character. And what helps is they're like locked and they have context behind what's happening in the story, unlike say a Social Link in the Persona games. where they very rarely do that.
Yeah, those things are usually kept pretty separated.
Yeah, and you immediately get that vibe. You do like rank 2 with like your childhood friend, female character, and you go, I should talk to him about this based on these events happening. And then the conversation happens. And then you also like develop bonds with people that are in the separate team. And you know that's going to be different because of you're a part of the different team and some other stuff. And I think a lot of it's really cute and written pretty decently. And then you get a lot of perks and stuff from it. Like the childhood friend's like a pyrokinesis user, because we talked about it in a previous podcast. You like use their powers in tandem with yours so you can get like fire attacks. I ranked up enough to where it's like, okay, now you had the R1 move where you attach their power to yours. You get L1 moves where it takes 60% of their bar, but they will teleport in and do a heavy attack.
Oh, that's cool.
So she'll do like a big sweeping whack, and that's just really good at layering on damage and breaking composure so that you can do the supers. And a lot of stuff like that's really good. I went through the skill tree and eventually unlocked you can use 2 at the same time. And in that tutorial, they're like, yes, please look forward to when you get 3 at the same time. And I'm like, this is really good. I'm liking this a lot. And stuff like when you break the enemy and you can do the instant kill, if you keep hitting them, you'll see an experience multiplier go up. So if you like overkill them, you can just keep on layering more damage that way. And eventually you will get a devil trigger that looks cool in the way certain parts of the End of Astral Chain looked, in terms of really shooting for insane cool visuals. There's like a lot of really cool stuff here.
Yeah, the devil trigger is what you see when you look at the front of the cover art for the US edition. It's
like you have that mask thing, there's another thing.
Okay, there's something else, because those...
Oh, yeah. Then the moment you see it for the first time, you're like, this game fucking rules.
Because the cover art, it's real bad. If anyone has seen the US cover art, it's...
yeah.
Don't even... It's not reversible. You don't get another one on the back that's good.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. But yeah.
I bet Xbox paid them to not do it.
Yeah, that's it, Dan. You got it.
I mean, they made the live action trailer.
Bob, have you seen that?
No.
Oh, we're gonna show you that later.
Oh no.
Feel, have you seen it?
No.
Imagine something that wanted to be so hard to be epic, but then was like, you can't leave the room, it's too expensive.
I believe Dan said this is pathetic.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, it's real bad.
What I thought was the weirdest part of this presentation in this game so far has been sometime shortly after you start the game, it does like a cool anime intro. But then it ends on the title screen.
Yeah, and the default screen with the characters on it.
Yeah, that you've already gone through, so it just has to fade that away.
Yeah, it kind of just shows it for a few seconds. It's a little bit awkward, but I'm still like riding high off the pretty decent J-Rock track they picked.
But yeah, this is coming in between this and Neo TWEWY. It was like, wow, now this is what a game with budget looks like.
Yeah, I know. You've now seen the tier above that.
It's like 12 tiers above it. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I figured, and I haven't spent a lot of time watching Scarlet Nexus. I figure it's like basically around the top tier of AAA in Japan, like thereabout.
Probably.
Like 2 notches down, maybe.
Yeah, I would say like 2 notches down from that, because it's also using Unreal, and it's not on the Switch.
Yeah, it's not, Resident Evil, but what is?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are...
I don't know. Scarlet Nexus seems pretty cheap to me.
Yeah.
What I've played.
Okay. Well, I haven't really.
It seems like
when I stream that, I constantly get beaten over the head by people saying, "Did you know that I think the budget's low?" And I'm like, "Can I just enjoy the game?"
I mean, I'm liking the game, but it feels like the Vita doesn't exist anymore. Let's just make a Vita game for the PS5.
I mean, every time they talk, they go into that cheap mode.
Yeah, like
But
they
it's
go
all
into the cheap mode. It like has more money than a Vita game, but it feels like the evolution of like Freedom Wars or God Eater or
because those
there's
are
more
like,
money,
literally
but it's structured very similar. Also, another thing I would compare it to that nobody's played me but like played an hour of it is like one of the sword art games on PS4.
Yeah, because those other 2 games are literally Monster Hunter knockoffs, so I have a hard time comparing it to those just because those are so particular.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, you have the visual novel, the nicer visual novel style things. You kind of have a hub. Like your areas are kind of light on things that you don't throw at enemies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's good, but it definitely feels like low. It feels more money in presentation and less money in like the game part.
I don't know. Like, there's a lot of stuff off in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't feel like
you
super
hit that-
It
constricted
doesn't
looking.
feel very skyboxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit like that main hub city, and you just kind of spin the camera around and kind of marvel at how much is going on there.
It feels like one of those Vita/PS4 games, but given the power of Unreal and not having to use some horrible ancient engine.
I mean, it definitely feels like this is what Unreal lets them do with less money.
Yeah,
Which still looks
that's
really
how
nice.
I feel about it. Yeah,
Like, I've definitely played games that almost certainly were higher budget, but it just did not look this good because Unreal just lets them do things.
Restricted by Excel sheets and other things that maybe ruin productivity.
Yes.
I actually, I see the cutscenes as a way of saving budget, but as Bob was saying, it's fully voiced, right?
Yeah, it's fully voiced.
I
and
actually really like the presentation. Sometimes
yeah.
they can fuck that up, that type of almost motion graphic thing, but I think it kind of nailed it with the way it's whipping around and stuff. I thought it was a neat presentation style. Maybe after hours of it, maybe then it would get to me, but I don't think so. I think they nailed it.
Yeah, like occasionally they'll try to like do a couple of action things to like show you, and I think some of it's cool. Like a character will get whipped around through 5 screens to simulate them getting hit by like the wind and stuff.
That's cool.
It kind of reminds me of Bayonetta 1's use of that, where it still feels cheaper, but it's definitely like there's enough style put into it where it doesn't feel bad.
You can also spin it with the right stick.
I did not know that.
I
That's
noticed
cool.
it was messing with something, but I didn't get to do too much.
So
of that.
really, this is like a spiritual successor to Gravity Rush, because you could tilt the Vita.
Oh my god!
Oh, yeah,
That's-
because you
Gravity
can
Rush
tilt
is definitely the thing, like one of the things I was thinking of playing it, where it feels like they made Gravity Rush 2, but not fucked up and worse than the original.
Come on, man.
It's like a game that doesn't have a ton of money, but is using its money really, really effectively, in part thanks to Unreal.
And that's the thing. That's what I'm always okay with, right? Making less money go further.
I also think about every JRPG I played where so many of them are default portrait with text box, or like minimal movement, or a Dragon Ball Kakarot. And then I look at this presentation, I'm like, guys, I think you just need to play a higher, wider spectrum of RPGs. Anytime I saw someone bothered by this style, I'm like, this is cool, especially when they will like flash the screen that's going to transition into gameplay like instantly.
Yeah.
And I love that especially.
I mean, like, compare this to a Falcom game. There's no comparison.
There are even a lot of Tales games, older ones.
I mean,
that
they haven't-
obviously.
I mean, all Tales games are older ones now. They haven't made it in like 8 years.
No, they made one 3 years ago, Bob.
Wait.
Berseria was only 2018.
What?
Yeah, I was like,
What?
am I having the
What?
moment of
Are
saving
you
Private
serious?
Ryan?
No, Berseria was
Okay,
2017.
Okay, but either
okay,
way, that
you
was
were.
4 years
Okay.
ago, and 8 years would be twice as long. So I'm
It
going to
feels
say,
that
Yeah,
way.
they made one every 18 months from like 2001 to Berseria, and then like, okay, let's take a little bit longer to learn how Unreal works.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Rise
Thank
is
God.
looking really good. They
Thank
put out a new
God.
trailer today. I was like,
Oh,
God.
shit.
Every time I see this game, I'm like, yeah, I'm glad the Bandai Namco is just winning now as far as this goes.
I'm
This game made me Scarlet Nexus made me more excited for Arise, because I'm like, Arise is going to have a lot more money than Scarlet Nexus.
Yes, also time, because like I watched a clip and like heard Sakuraba's soundtrack and that, and I'm like, this is the one time he isn't being ground into dust. Like, he was given time to really give us a unique, good sound to the soundtrack.
And also, that game's got every character's playable, like in Tales games, unlike this, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm really high on this game. I think it's been really good. I think the bonding stuff has been fun enough where I feel like they don't overdo it. They make it fit in with the actual storyline. I think some of the lore stuff in this is great, where once you get drafted into the OSF, they just give you drugs to make you appear this age for as long as possible. Where you look at a dude in his like early 20s, he's like, yeah, I'm like 50 something. The drugs are going to start wearing off on me soon, though.
They make a big deal of that really early on. I was like, oh, we can't tell ages here because we have something. They don't explain it super early. We have something where people don't age, and it's like maybe that should be more widespread. Maybe not just a military thing.
They need that so
you
that
need it
their
for the psychic powers.
yeah, they need it for their brains, so that their brain power still stays up to date, so you can throw things and other stuff. By the way, some of the psychokinesis stuff, the special ones, they got some really good ones. I'm not gonna say what any of them are, but there are some more elaborate things that you can mess with in that are really cool. They really made some good use out of that mechanic.
Yeah, I'm excited to play more of this. I definitely want to burn through it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm disappointed that Kasane doesn't have different powers than the main character, but maybe deep enough into the game she will.
I imagine her combos and stuff will help make it a little bit better. Like stuff like I got one air dash finally, and someone's like, oh, wow, I'm pretty sure I had 2 air dashes with her by this time.
Yeah, I mean, she got an air dash in the demo.
Yeah.
So, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, they really they ease you in a bit more than the demo did, because they wanted to give you a really good look of everything they have going on. But yeah, this has been really solid. I'm looking forward to finishing up the male character and then jumping into the female one, where there's a lot of differences. Like there's a lot of these groups are separated, and I'm really interested in what I'm missing out on.
Okay.
Like there's a lot of stuff of, this is like any other game that has like multiple perspectives, like an Odin
Resident
Sphere.
Evil 6.
Yeah, it's like Resident Evil 6 in that way, where you really want to know what's going on.
What's
with
Ada Wong
Kasane.
doing? Oh, yeah, Ada Wong. Definitely. I think Kasane could definitely be that tier.
Yeah. What happened here? Why did you do that? Well, we'll find out eventually.
Or not, I guess. Oh, well.
I guess I'll have to play your mode to find out what's going on that part.
Well, with the Scarlet Nexus segment wrapped up, Bob, do you have anything else to talk about?
I played Genshin. I'm trying to think if there's anything particular I want to talk about from that.
Yeah, I also drank a Red Bull this week.
Yeah.
I had some more Chinese food.
Oh, that's cool.
They had that
Casey's seeing the light of Jin Jin's in Niceville.
It was pretty good. I'm going to knock out the rest of it after this podcast.
They are strong.
Yeah, they are. They're genuinely the most blessed place to eat around here.
Yeah,
it's a shame I'm not a fucking giant weeb who's always in the mood for Asian food. I mean this genuinely.
Yeah, your pantry definitely isn't an Asian market.
That is almost entirely Tosh's fault.
Whatever, she's smart.
Yeah, the only other Chinese place in town is a buffet, so that's been like no for all the pandemic.
Yeah,
No.
Also, they were cursed before that even.
I know.
Anyway, so Genshin.
Yeah, they added a new character.
Thanks.
Kazuya.
Good update. Case.
Oh no.
Go ahead.
He's the first character from their Japan parallel, and he seems real cool. He's got wind powers.
Raw.
So that's it.
Oh, okay.
His powers are really neat because what you do is this like, okay, you use his you have an ultimate and then like a normal power. And you use his normal power and it sucks all the enemies in and launches you up into the air. And then you do a giant explosive downward stab. And the way wind works in Genshin is it like copies other elements nearby and deals damage with those too. So you can get like 18 stacks on enemies sometimes.
Ooh.
Yeah, you like light him on
Really
fire
neat.
first, then hit him with the wind, and they're like, "Oh God, it really burns."
Yeah, and since I built him up real good and have him have the sword where it's like, I gave him an accessory set that's like, okay, if you use his wind power and deal damage with another element, they get weaker to that other element for 30 seconds.
Ooh.
It's really unfortunate for everyone that I'm trying to kill. And I'm like, no, I need your stuff. I need like 400 of your thing. Give me your face.
It's gonna steal your coins. Okay, you can die now.
At least they get to live because they vary. A really funny thing about Genshin Impact is no human enemy dies.
I guess not.
You reduce their health to 0, and they go, oh, and throw down a smoke bomb and disappear.
They're definitely fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unless you have Zhongli and use his ultimate that turns people to stone, and then before they recover, you kill them, they just shatter.
You know, sometimes it's easy to kill a dude, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
KZ.
Yeah,
What have you played?
those things that came up just now.
Okay. Well, instead of doing the classic, Dan will wait until after Phil says something and then throw out, actually, guys, we played one other game this week. I'll do that now. We played Smash with Kazuya.
We did.
KZ fucking hates him.
What do you mean?
Because one, he chose him like 3 times, and 2, he kept being like, fuck this guy.
No, I'm that person where whenever there's so many of the same people, I'm like, I'll pick someone different. That's pretty much all the logic that goes into that.
Kazuya is he's
Also,
something special.
I'm also really, really bad when there's a bunch of the same people and I'm also that person where I'll
lose yourself.
I'll get confused real bad.
I was like, he's absolutely not picking
Smash
it just
is bad about that.
It's funny
Smash
as hell.
is bad about that.
They really should have just added the options from the DS, the 3DS version.
Outlines,
Yeah, those
please.
outlines.
That would have helped.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't help the fact you can accidentally pick the exact same colors.
You know what might also help?
That you can see the pants.
4K.
Yeah, that would help too.
The Nintendo. A little bit more resolution so I can see myself a little better. Please.
I was telling them the other day when we were playing this, I'd be like, the saddest thing is if the final update for Smash comes out before the Switch Pro, so we just never see an update that adds Switch Pro support and gets higher res.
I feel like they'd have to be smart enough to do that anyway, just because it's like it will help move the Switch Pro.
It's Nintendo.
But
It's Nintendo, though,
yeah,
so.
but it's Nintendo, so you can't. I mean, it's Nintendo, so there's no guarantee that would happen, even if it comes out before the last update.
That's
Yes,
true.
that's 100% true. Yeah. Yeah, I enjoy Kazuya a lot. Why does he not have victory music? I get that Tekken doesn't have victory music, but there are many good themes in Tekken you could have turned into victory music.
Well, they said they
Yeah, but
wanted to
that's
be like
not
Tekken.
accurate.
That's not accurate. It needs to happen in a weird chasm of silence because it's not accurate. Here's how Tekken goes. I win. He goes, the winner is Kazuya Mishima. And then he goes, ha-da-da-shi-da-da-da. In this, he just stares.
Clearly, you
I've
don't own
seen-
an air fryer.
I've seen like 4 posts that boiled at quote tweeting somebody being like, "What the fuck? Electric Godfist is like safe on block and happens in 8 frames, and you can combo after it." And just like 4 Tekken players quote tweeting like, "He's your problem now." Yes.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, Kazuya is great. He's actually one of my Tekken mains. Kazuya is important because he's a Mishima, right? But it actually would have been really cool if we got Captain Lars Pants, as I call him, because his fucking moveset's insane. And I feel like he might fit in Smash a little better.
I mean, I always, in my head, I'm like, man, I get it. Kazuya is like the guy you pick from Tekken because he has the demon powers.
Yeah.
He has all the lore that is being a Mishima,
Yes.
and he has the iconic hair.
And he suffers from dad abuse.
The iconic hair.
And he suffers from dad abuse, but he also commits dad abuse.
Yes. I feel like Heihachi would have been, like, Heihachi's my go-to for classic Mishima, but I totally get why Kazuya is there instead.
They go with Heihachi for fucking everything, man.
They do.
They're like,
that's why it's so
Soul
good.
Calibur, Heihachi.
Has there been anything else?
No, yeah,
Okay.
he's shown up in other things. When Tekken crosses over with things, they whether it's like, hey, we have this neat gimmick. Like, didn't they had a Heihachi Mii
Yeah.
that now gets swapped for the real model when you go into the spirits mode or whatever? Because before it was the Mii fighter thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I saw Heihachi get a lot of deals, and I'm like, God, he's not. I like Tekken. I like Heihachi. He's not cool. Please, for the love of God, choose Jin Kazama or fucking Kazuya Mishima or fucking. Look, Dai approves of that. Fucking Leo. There's so many cool people in Tekken. Choose the robot girl. I don't even hate her.
The robot girl was fit surprisingly well in Smash.
Yes, and weirdly enough, it was like during that era where they're like quirky, funny robot girls. This is a good joke. And she wasn't like grating. Like, she's cool as shit. She's really good. When you combo by popping off your own head, grabbing it with your hands and sweeping with it, that's funny as shit.
Yeah.
Apparently, part of the reason, what I heard is that part of the reason that it wasn't Heihachi is because his Japanese voice voice actor had died in 2018.
Yes. Heihachi's voice actor died in 2018, and they originally in 7 they were gonna make it him young or some shit. I can't remember.
In Tag 2, they went with a new voice actor and made a young Heihachi. Like he took a Fountain of Youth serum.
Yes.
And then they went back on that immediately.
Japan and America.
He swapped it a couple times.
Yeah, Japan and America could not be more different in how they treat legacy voice actors.
Yeah, no, they couldn't.
I mean, America is paralleled perfectly by the Jay and Silent Bob experience, where they do the first Clerks movie. Jason Mewes gets to play Jay. They do Mallrats. He now has to audition for the role of Jay. And he's like, I'm trying to figure out this line, man. And Kevin Smith's like, what are you trying to figure out? And he's like, why do I say Snoochie Boochies? And he goes, I don't know. Why the fuck do you say that? So I think I said Snoochie Boochies, which is the Clerks animated show version, whereas the movie version is Snoogans or some shit. I don't know. I'll check with my Viewisk Universe expert, and I'll get back to you, audience. But yeah, lots of good Tekken songs because almost every Tekken song is good. That level's cool as shit. I like how breaking the roof changes the lighting.
Yeah, I think this is one of the gimmick weird levels we've gotten from the season pass.
It's very normal. Like, it just has breakable walls, kind of like Fatal or King of Fighters.
Yeah, but it feels different than King of Fighters because you don't just you hit them into enough to knock them out.
This is
literally different. You break away the wall and then you can knock them out,
or the ceiling.
But yeah, I think it's really neat.
Yeah, I think it's great. I'm looking forward to doing some multiplayer with this, more multiplayer.
I'm sad that the gun jacks do not descend.
Oh yeah,
that would have been really good.
Yeah, God knows the Switch couldn't handle that.
No,
because for anyone who doesn't know, in that stage, gun jacks, which are giant fucking ripped ass Arnold Schwarzenegger huge robots, bust in the ceiling and start murdering Mishimas. It's fucking cool as shit. And the fact Tekken 7 turned that into a playable level instead of a CG intro was incredible.
I always just think of the Chad meme with Gunjack.
Yes.
Because he's like the robot Chad meme.
He is.
In fact, I think in Tekken 7, some people dressed him up as the Chad meme.
Oh my God, that's really good.
In fact, I found it right now.
It's good.
Versus Virgin. That's really good.
Thank you, meme droid.
That's really good. Okay, that's it. Hey, Phil.
I played Postal 2 and Postal 2 Apocalypse Weekend. Postal 2 Paradise Lost. Because Apocalypse Weekend is technically part of Postal 2.
Good to know. Okay.
Postal 2 is a really neat time capsule from 2003.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was like unbelievably fascinating when it came out because it's like, oh, you can kill everyone and still complete it. Even GTA doesn't let you do that because GTA never let you do that even in GTA 3, which I think was the only one out when this came out.
I remember playing this. Maybe it was a demo back when when it released and being like, man, this isn't good. But it's interesting.
I think it's surprisingly good, and it does get fun once you start getting the more insane weapons, most of which they added later. But it is funny. It's like, oh, here's a machete. You can just throw it like a boomerang, and it beheads 8 people and comes back to you.
Okay.
Also, it has the best baseball bat in video games. It makes like the most satisfying home run sound when you hit somebody and their head literally comes off and flies across the map.
Ooh.
It like makes a fly ball sound, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this game is incredible. I'm gonna smoke 8 crack pipes now. Paradise Lost, the DLC, the expansion pack they made 12 years later.
That's insane.
It's the same subtitle as Mega Man X8.
Yeah.
is actually really fun. Like, it has much more interesting things for you to do. It is also much funnier, and I think it's a better post-apocalyptic first-person shooter than Fallout 4. I would definitely probably rather play it than Fallout 4 ever again.
What a bar.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But it is funny where it's like, okay, you have to go buy toilet paper from the shitty looking copy of the White House called the Wipe House.
My God.
Stupid.
And he and the owner keeps raising the price when you get to the front of the line until you get frustrated and just kill him. And he has like an entire army guarding the toilet paper.
That's so
Like, oh, I guess I have to kill all of them. Another great moment is when you have to kill Tim Schafer.
Like, really, Tim Schafer or not?
A model that looks a lot like Tim Schafer, and the video game office he's the boss of has posters for Psycho Nuts everywhere featuring Tim Schafer with a scrotum for a head.
Fuck you.
Oh my God.
Fuck you. What?
Yeah, and that's like the first day. Or the second day. I think it's the second day. I think it's Tuesday. In Paradise Lost, you have to kill Tim Schafer.
That's fucking insane.
Also, you can find a hidden room if you're exploring looking for goodies. You find the hidden room where the developers of Postal 3 have hung themselves. Postal 3 being the game that was taken down from sale a year after it came out because it was so bad. Even the publishers didn't want it up.
Yeah, the IP holder is just like, we're so sorry. This went completely wrong.
When did that come out?
Postal 3 came out in 2011, and then Paradise Lost came out in 2015.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is basically a new game. It's a new game. When you buy the expansion and load it, it's like we have to close this client and open the client for the expansion because it's a different game, and you can tell when 800 guys come running at you. It's like, oh, you sure couldn't do this on Unreal 2 in 2003.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paradise Lost is a lot of fun. It has the things like killing Tim Schafer and the Wipe House. There's an entire level where you piss in an army of Claptrap's mouths. Because you have to go to the robot factory, and the robot factory makes Claptrap, but they're also toilets.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
And I was like, am I making up that this is Claptrap? But then I like hid behind a box, and one of them started beatboxing, and the voice sounds very similar to Claptrap, like it's somebody doing an impression already. Yeah. So it's like they're doing an intolerable beatbox rap about farting. And like, okay, this is Claptrap.
Yeah, I feel like the people who are making a Postal thing would absolutely make fun of Borderlands.
So you run, and you can just blow them up, or you can just piss in their mouth until they shut down.
That's terrible.
God.
That's so bad.
Also, you get to kill the bully from A Christmas Story. Like, actually him. What is that dude's name?
Oh, that's weird.
Him.
He was also the Postal dude in Uwe Boll's Postal movie.
Oh, that's
so it's like we're gonna get Zach Ward. We're gonna get you as like a cameo character, so you have to go through his evil compound of gingers that is Christmas themed, and everybody dresses like he did in A Christmas Story. And you shake him down for money for a fraud charity. It's a lot of fun. It's really fucking stupid.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it's sad how shit Postal 3 is, because I'm okay with Postal being low quality out there, just being shitty humor, but Postal 3 is not that. Postal 3 is so much fucking
Postal
worse.
3 Postal 3 was an alpha they shipped.
Mm-hmm.
It's also really funny that they used Gary Coleman again, using archive sounds for his dialogue and having other characters speak for him because he had already died by then.
Oh my God. What?
And he is once again a boss fight.
Oh my God.
That's stroke inducing.
I also played a little bit of Postal 4 because I bought that. It's in early access. It seems like 60% of the game that will exist.
One moment, checking if Gary Coleman died from a stroke, and I just accidentally made a terrible joke. Because I have no idea how that happened.
Postal 4 is made with Unreal, and you can immediately tell. You can immediately tell from the massive increase in quality.
You can immediately tell by looking.
It's like, wow, this seems way bigger and more detailed than you should be able to make on with like 12 people in your company. Oh, right. You're using Unreal, so you have an endless amount of assets and people who can help.
I see. I always want, and I feel like Postal fills this slot perfectly. I always want the people who are like, we're shipping a game that anyone will look at, but yes, it's still just asset store stuff. Like, I think that would be really great. Yes, our level is Quixel Megascans.png.
There's no way any of the environments in that game are an asset store. Shit.
Good.
Like, because there's so much. There's like a pirate ship restaurant. There's fucking all kinds of different stores with different bullshit. I'm like, you didn't make all these props. Fuck you, you made all these props. You got these shit from the asset store. Maybe you adjusted them slightly.
See, that was the cool thing about Golden Era Hollywood. They just had sets on lots. And you're just like, we can reuse that. Film a different movie there.
Now I'm trying to think, did I play anything other than the Postal series? No, I watched a bunch of The Sopranos because I'm getting Sopranos built.
Is this Cyber Shell's fault?
No, it was just like, it was because, okay, so the trailer for the Sopranos prequel movie came out.
Excuse me, to what?
Yes.
The Sopranos prequel movie where Tony Soprano's actor, his son, is now playing young Tony Soprano.
A gabagool.
Okay.
It has the most stroke-inducing, like, part right near the beginning the trailer does, where it's like a school counselor saying, he's extremely high IQ, a natural leader. I'm like, it's like you're saying that you're stunned that an Italian is high IQ and could be a leader. That's how it comes off in the trailer.
We gotta watch
and that
this
was so
trailer
stroke-inducing. That was so stroke-inducing. I'm like, I have to watch the series. I would have watched it sooner if somebody told me it was one of the funniest TV shows ever made.
Yeah, that's how Colombo would have gone for me too.
Like, the moment that the show, that in series, it's very dry humor, but the moment, like, a completely straight to forward delivery of the line, I never should have razzed him for eating pussy. I could have averted this whole war. It hit me like a bomb. Cunnilingus and psychiatry got us to this point. And I'm just dying. That's all I played. I didn't play anything else.
Okay, well, then I guess it's time we talk about the news. Oh, wait, fuck the news. Pod Lords.
Pod
Oh, fuck, it's the Pod Lord.
Lords.
Finally.
I do like Pod Lords.
Yes, that's right. The Pod Lords. Pod Lords such as E. Lee Broyles, Corey Brown, Sao Paulo Muito Real,
Yeah.
Red Blaze 27.
Here we go.
Monster Cock fucks good.
Is that the new Crush 40 song?
Yes. Suzushiro, Emperor Zero. Shibuya Gato is a first-rate gamer with a first-rate gamer bed.
That's quite the bed.
Fucking hate that gamer bed.
I don't know. It looks pretty.
You know what you need to be able to sleep? A giant fucking light by your head.
Yeah.
Well, that's your
how it
alarm.
It also needs to play the song from Drive at all times. In the next game, you have to choose Ratchet's girlfriend from a list of Talwyn, Rivet, Angela, and Glitch, who is now a Robo-Lombax.
Glitch.
What?
Don't question it, just move along.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Why wouldn't I pick Glitch?
No, that's fine. You're fine. Glitch is great. She deserves to talk to Ratchet.
Yup.
Rado. 101 Shades of Wonderful Remastered. Strike fear in the ears of your enemies with the all-new Japanese lip sync and Gary of Tsushima Director's Cut.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I'd be fucking scared if I saw that coming at me.
Oh my god. I'm exhausted.
It's so good. How much forehead does he have to have the headband up that high?
Don't worry about it.
WTF Spider-Man. I just realized the Pokemon Advance anime logo is the same logo as the Game Boy Advance. God, I'm stupid. I blame Chaos. Modern Mage. If you haven't yet, now is the perfect time to play BTD Game of the Year 2019 9th place winner, AI, the Somnium File.
That is correct.
My God.
I had to research that part for my notes. I was like, where did that link?
I guess I will.
DFW 3K. Muckbun. KZ cracking open a cold one to assert dominance.
Oh my god.
Is that?
Oh my god.
That makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Bob,
Sweet and sassy Dr. Pepper baked beans.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can get Dr. Pepper barbecue sauce, so this track's for me.
Don't eat those chilled.
Oh my god, that is
I
the
can
most cursed
imagine the
part.
texture. I can imagine the texture.
Evil,
Oh no.
This is really bad, Bob.
I'm sorry.
Bob paid attention to the full prompt. Kristen. Jay Jonah Berry still looking for pics. I'm sure there'll be something next week. Devil Summoner Raido Kuzunoha versus Digital Devil Saga Switch Edition. Adam is done ungulating. I corrected your typo 1 week, Adam. That's the max you get. Adam is done ungulating.
Oh, no.
Let the skeleton war against the core start. Kyle Bjork. Zilter. The only idiot unironically thirsty for Kaname Date.
Wow.
I
Jesus
don't think
Christ.
that's true at all. I don't think that's true at all, and I think that's a sad fact.
Bob Alone.
Oh no.
Oh, you're gonna have to set a mousetrap for Randy.
I really like the idea of like Randy Pitchford and David Cage being in a room slowly filling with flammable gas, and then Randy Pitchford tries to light a cigarette.
He extinguishes with his sweat though.
It just cuts to them both covered in soot and burn.
Chase Ray. Blig de Blue. Schlig dis Boo. Duck and Dog. The new Bear and Bird.
Yeah.
The new Bear and Bird. They're the old Bear and Bird. Have you fucking heard of Duck Hunt?
Monster Hunter Ryzen. Had this Gale sent an N64 and Majora's Mask but not include the Bizarro RAM expansion thingy?
Thanks, Shawit.
This is rough, man. I have to hear you twice through our recording. No, it's echoey Dobo.
It's great.
No, it's not.
I'm King. And then it's a picture of King.
Here's your crown.
Immaculate cutscene.
El Muito Real.
Yes, he got his trailer this week.
I'm beginning to think that the blessed content by committee exists because Dan crumbles to dust when KZ has never heard of a good move. Sounds like they got Thanos now too. I've never heard of a good M.
Marmalade.
What's next is he's gonna have a bow that by default fires 3 arrows, cause if so, that'd be sick. Hey there, you all in the audience got to pay up if you wants to be a pod lord.
That's how
Is this a character in Neo TWEWY?
Yeah. He's like, what's up with yous guys? I'm a Reaper.
Oh, he's Meowth.
Yeah, he talks like Meowth. It's insane. I love him.
This is a character you eviscerate in one Yakuza side story and they never appear again.
Yeah, I know. And the fact that he seemed like he might be important is great.
Family Guy Sufferer. It was the first game. Next question.
Okay.
Feel free to write your questions in the comments section.
Yes.
Indigo Sykes. Catching up on BTD. Currently on 113 out of 126. I'll get you, bitches.
Oh, man.
I mean, he's basically here.
We should do like 5 big things in 1 week. We got to make the gap bigger.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Sweet life. I'm holding out for golden gamers.
Thank you for being a friend, Dan.
Yes. Thank you for being a friend, Casey. BN12. Evil Lucario. Totsugeki.
Oh, no.
He coming for you.
I've had enough of you.
Clutchins just brought home a 32-inch CRT, but somehow the Duke is still bigger.
Oh,
That's true. That's
Yep.
very true. 2 raccoons.
Oh shit.
stunning.
One will lead you to victory, the other lies.
Play
Oh,
Trauma
that's good.
Center, where the first game was localized by 4 kids, and the Japanese titles rival DBZ
I'll
movie.
be the judge of that right now.
Oh yeah, it's really funny when you actually see the trauma center. Like,
I don't know what you're talking about. Derek Styles is a perfectly reasonable name. They don't do anything for kids censorship-esque, so it's fine.
I mean, yeah, the Wii remake had the new Doctor whose last name was Weaver.
Mhm.
You know, because they're smart like that.
Valkyrie Skies. Aspiring Bamani ambassador Shinji 16 and Vid Sigma. Thank you very much to our podlords.
Thank you, Paul Lawrence.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Podlord.
Podlord. Thank you.
And if you'd like to become a podlord, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/gbpodcast. For as little as $5 a month, you get access to many benefits, such as early access to Chugging, Bleach, and Mondo Cool, our 2 anime review podcasts, depending on when fucking movers bring Casey's files here. Patreon exclusive shows like Cursed Content by Committee and Blessed Blontent Blub, where you get to vote on what thing we watch and talk about. Cursed Commentary Club commentary tracks when we do a normal Cursed Content Club, and extended armchair dev pitches, and sometimes Gamer Premonitions to hear this shit we didn't get to say during the actual show because they have to end sometime. That's patreon.com/GB podcast, and of course you can just tell people to listen to our shit. That also helps.
Oh God, does it ever, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Dan,
Yes.
I pulled up
Mm-hmm.
the original and Japanese titles for some Trauma Center games here.
Okay.
Trauma Center Under the Knife is the first entry.
Mm-hmm.
In Japan, it was known as Super Surgical Operation Caduceus. Pretty solid.
Oh yeah, they kept the name because that's a.
That's the name of the organization, yeah.
Yep.
But then they have the latest entry before it died. Trauma Team. What do you think that's called?
My God, Trauma Team is such a good and simple name.
Probably Super Surgeon Team.
The Impossible Fight: Surgery versus Aliens.
Okay, the title is Hospital 6 Doctors.
No, it's more insane than that.
What?
It is hospital period : 6 doctors.
Yes.
What?
Oh my god.
You see, they wanted to say it's like a spin-off, so they didn't do the surgical thing. It is insane. I don't know what they
Man,
were
that's
doing.
terrible. What are they fucking doing?
That's a
In
series that
fact-
really did well here, but not so much there.
Oh, that's tragic. Was that was Atlas, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
The main artist and the person that headlined a lot of stuff there is Doi, who does all the stuff for SMT since
Yep.
4.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they were right. Some of these titles are just really, really funny.
Yeah, those are terrible titles.
Mm-hmm.
I got some other news.
Go ahead, you do your thing, Gil.
After the first one, they apparently changed the name. Apparently, the actual Japanese title of the game is Caduceus because every other word is changed in every title.
Yeah, that's the
Japan.
super
Yes.
doctor organization
Yes.
that fights the alien virus.
Yep.
Yep.
God, this game's rule. Please bring them back.
Yeah, I need to play that again sometime.
Yeah.
The tragic thing is there's not a suitable console for it.
I don't care. Do it anyway.
Yeah, I'm it come back as a phone game.
A tablet game. That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
They have the pencil.
Just use the computer.
Yeah,
I'll
Apple.
take anything.
Do what's the Apple game
Apple
thing called?
Arcade?
Apple Arcade. Yeah. Just
Hey,
put
man,
it on there.
In the grand scheme of things, that's one of the better subscription service names.
It's true. I just, blanked on it.
Yeah. Okay, I got some news. We got to move to our news segment. First breaking news. I'm apparently very allergic to cats. I found this out moments ago when I kissed my cat multiple times because Banny's great. And now it feels like my face has a fucking anvil on it. So I'm sorry if anyone caught me clearing my throat or something in the middle of this podcast.
Yeah, it sounds like you got real congested.
I'm dying.
Oh no! I guess you should
mean-
keep doing it though, because it's Banny.
I mean, it is banny, so I need to get some drugs to help me deal with kissing banny.
I mean, like you could have not been allergic to cats because allergies can just start at any time and nobody knows any reason why.
See, I always thought I was borderline allergic, but certain circumstances made it hard to remove one factor from many others, and that's the only way I'm going to describe this on content.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a friend who loved peaches, and they just woke up one day and could not eat peaches anymore. Well, could not in the sense it made their fucking face swell up. They still did it constantly.
They're like, I'm going to eat a peach for hours because my mouth swells shut after 10 minutes.
I got my EpiPen though. It's fine.
It's fine.
They would literally be like, okay, I don't have to work tomorrow. I'm having peach cobbler.
Oh my god.
Man, that just reminds me of the Strapster shit, Bob, with the EpiPens, just to hang it out and shooting up to eat it.
Yeah, oh my god.
Man, I wonder how many people know about the fucking Strapster. Anyways, hey, Bob.
Hey.
We got an air fryer. That's the first bit of news in my section.
You did get an air
Oh
fryer.
shit! Yeah, we did. We
Clearly, you own an air fryer.
Clearly.
and 400 pizza rolls.
Not anymore. We've been eating them.
Yeah, we're now like I don't know, like 290.
Yeah.
We need to buy certain other things like mozzarella sticks.
Yes, I feel like a
Bananas.
fuck up because I didn't have any time to go buy a fucking mozzarella stick today.
God, just one.
God, I'd like some mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, no, the air fryer seems perfect for that. I did not expect this thing to perform as well as it does in this specific thing that it does. You know, I expected an air fryer to be a lot like all of those other hyper specialty fucking things.
It's so dangerous.
It makes those pizza rolls taste better than you've ever had them in 8 minutes.
Ever.
In 8 minutes.
Ever. And then it's like, okay, I put some on a plate. Let's make another batch.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I don't want to cook, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put fries on one tray and corn dogs on the other, and 12 minutes later, I have dinner.
I also didn't realize
God.
that Instant Pot, the company who makes that, made an air fryer that's just called Instant Cyclone, and that made me laugh.
Holy shit.
They were not okay with not being the hottest thing. And when air fryers started blowing up, they're like, fuck you. We still get ours. But yeah, anyways, air fryer's going great. Thank you, people who bought us an air fryer.
Thank you.
Moving on to actual gaming news. PlayStation acquired Housemarque and Bluepoint Games and Nixus Software. Housemarque, Returnal people. Bluepoint, Demon Souls Remaster, the Metal Gear Solid HD Collection, Shadow of the Colossus Remaster.
Nathan Drake, right?
Yes, they also did the Nathan Drake Collection, which weirdly enough, out of all of those, that's the low point.
Weird. I forgot that was even them.
Yeah, that was them. That was before they went to do the Shadow of the Colossus remake.
That was also
it's worth noting that Bluepoint has said we're not being acquired
Yeah.
like 2 hours ago,
really.
which I don't believe them. But yeah, that's what they said.
That seems weird
Okay.
after like PlayStation Japan didn't oopsie instead of doing the Housemarque logo with the banner of all the studios they did Bluepoint, but it already had the Housemarque like banner for their game, but they also had Demon Souls on there.
I can't believe Sony Japan fucked up this hard, man.
Yeah.
Herman Holst is going to come down hard on them. They're going to have to fire one of the 4 remaining employees.
This is what's called them rebelling, is just ruining their fucking PR.
Yeah, right. Because if they didn't actually acquire them and Sony Japan put that out,
Ruh-roh.
yeah, that's going to complicate negotiations for sure. As for Nixus Software, weirdly enough, they're just like a tech company that helps other companies make AAA games. So they helped out with a lot of Eidos Montreal type games, like Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Marvel Avengers, etc., etc. So they're a technology group that helps with AAA games. I never would have seen this acquisition coming.
People are saying that they were also really big PC port people.
Yeah, I saw the guy who does the Dark Souls hacking and other Souls games hacking stuff say that. I didn't see... Yeah, they were saying they're a PC port, but when I went to their website, it just seemed to be, we've worked on these games. Maybe they did the PC ports specifically for that.
I mean,
They did the PC ports of the Tomb Raiders, the new Tomb Raiders, Thief 4, that horrible game.
I have no idea what you just said.
As in it got roboted, or
No, as in Thief D4, what?
Oh, Thief 4, because it had a logo that was
Damn it. I knew it
4F.
was that, but I'm like, no, we're not playing this game.
But I'm not the one that made their fucking insane stupid logo. Okay?
Actually, it was Chorb.
Yes. Very important.
But yeah, it looks like they just port shit to PC.
So that's cool, seeing as how that's a core strategy of Sony's thing going forward. I saw someone saying this seems reactionary to Microsoft, and I'm like, I guess in that it's competition. Like Microsoft's doing cross-console and PC and doing acquisitions, and Sony clearly wants to work PC, ports into the future, which makes more sense. Guys, if you're going to spend $200 million on a game, why wouldn't you want it on PC later down the line to cash in?
And why wouldn't you want the PC port to be good and not, something people complain about?
Right. If you can get a premium quality PC port out of the gate, your game will do great, even if it comes out on PC later. Because, I didn't write this in my news, but I'll talk about it now. Direct Store, the technology that lets you read directly from the storage device into a GPU on PC, the Xbox Series X also calls that technology that inside of its box, is exclusive to Windows 11. So truly next-gen games that are pushing these consoles insanely hard aren't possible on Windows 10.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, that's problematic, and I hope Microsoft did that for engineering-related reasons and not we're insane in the same company that made you upgrade to Vista to play Halo 2. But who knows? I don't know. There's a lot of virtual machine TPM-based shit in that new in Windows 11, so maybe it has something to do with that and isn't just these stupid fucking assholes.
Okay.
So, moving on. What's up? What, my next bit of news?
Yes, the one that we were directed toward on Twitter. Like, please make sure you get this.
I mean, it's unreal, so I totally get someone directing us towards this.
Uh-huh.
Guys, Xbox lost millions of dollars worth of Xbox gift cards in an online scheme that was an inside job. Someone at Microsoft was scamming them out of Xbox gift cards. The funniest thing, Bloomberg writes about this, right?
Okay.
And here's a line from the beginning that made me laugh, okay? Let me find the exact line. It's really, really funny. Okay, here we go. In this way, gift cards can be thought of as a sort of digital currency, not unlike Bitcoin.
Okay.
See, the gift cards have a 25 character code, right? That's like Bitcoin.
I gotta go.
Okay.
I gotta go.
These guys
my
are so
God.
stupid. So if you wanted to see a boomer write about Xbox,
Here it
getting
is.
scammed by Xbox, there it is. Just look it up. Bloomberg, Microsoft Xbox gift card fraud. That'll bring it up. Very funny story. Now for actual hitting news. So a developer on Twitter put PlayStation on blast. They kept calling them Platform X, and they specified that Platform X is a platform that's performing very, very well and doesn't have Game Pass. And he listed these complaints, and someone replied, I wouldn't be surprised. What was it? I wouldn't be surprised if this was a Nintendo. And he replied to them going, then be surprised, because it's not Nintendo. He's clearly putting PlayStation on blast. So some of the things he listed as huge problems of working with PlayStation, and other devs came out to confirm that this is the thing. To get any placement at all, whether it's a PlayStation blog thing or just any Square anywhere other than the list view, you have to pay at minimum $25,000. That's
I heard that.
That's like, okay, that's a little stiff, but whatever. That's advertising, You're asking for an end cap at the Walmart at that point, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I like to think of it. That's whatever. Here's the part that sucks. It is literally impossible on PlayStation to get a sale at launch on your game. Every other platform will let you do this. Steam, Xbox, Switch, especially Switch. They'll let you do a mild discount at launch to incentivize people to buy the game to get some momentum. Sony will not allow that.
That's really bizarre.
It is stupid as hell. even weirder than that, you can be rejected from putting your games on sale on PlayStation. You can submit the paperwork to request to put your game on sale, and Sony can go, no. I'm like,
That's deranged.
that is deranged. It's completely fucking deranged.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
There's a thread on Reset Era that's corroborating a number of devs tweeting in response to this, quote tweeting this, etc., talking about it. Yeah, this seems incredibly shitty, and it seems bizarre that, you know, Sony can have people in charge of indie initiatives and stuff, and then they still have treatment this bad. There's actually even more bizarre shit in that thread. Let me pull it up real quick, because one of the things gave me, like, that shocked me. It literally shocked the shit out of me. One moment while I control F for Platform X. Okay.
The mysterious Platform X.
And that's when he accidentally, Professor Utonium accidentally dumped them into Platform X.
Oh no! What did it do?
No, that's Speed Platform's brother that nobody actually knows is still alive.
Okay.
It's a mystery.
Where is the exact quote? Because, man, it sucks. People were talking about, okay, how do I get this changed? How do I get this fixed? And they're like, okay, well, you need to go through an account manager. And when the dev asked how to get an account manager, they were told, quote, I'm not sure. They are assigned by resources.
That's insane.
Hell.
And then he goes, and as we know now, there's no way to know what resource level you have been assigned. So yeah, PlayStation seems to have a number of shitty policies. I think this was something we could all see coming when we read this shit about Fortnite, right?
Yeah.
Which just like...
Also, I've heard from indie devs for years that, like, Sony is the one that gives the least of a fuck about you.
I've heard from indie devs for a while that it was much easier to launch on Switch and Xbox. They didn't say anything specifically about Sony, but the absence, you know, should have told me.
I've heard specifically, like, Sony will bury your games in the way other companies won't. Like, even if you have to put in the exact name for them even to show up sometimes.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that before, too. But yeah, this sucks. Sony needs to improve. Everyone needs to improve. We need to not say, hey, if you don't like blank, then use the other platform, because eventually everyone will just be the worst company they can while still getting your business.
Yep.
That's capitalism, baby.
But if enough people get angry at them online, they might fix it.
Yeah, which is why every time a game journalist says, hey, why are you guys yelling and nothing's going to change? Shut the fuck up. That's the only way anything gets done.
Yeah, it's the only way we've been able to affect change in this industry at all.
Getting fucking pissed on Twitter. These YouTubers who make videos to get even more people upset, and they misunderstand the issue at hand and blow it out of proportion. That's the only way. So they have to, they're a necessary part of this function.
Companies only learn by negative reinforcement.
Yes.
And God knows they aren't getting any from any level of the government.
And do you know why that is, Field? Do you know why they only learn from negative reinforcement? It's because they're not human.
Feral animals.
Exactly, literally what I was gonna say. Oh my God, they're feral animals.
Ding 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 ding.
You can't eat too close to your cat, Field.
Man, this is like when you win and figure it out. Da-ba-da-ba-da.
And guys, that's what separates us from every other gaming podcast. We now move on to Bob. Hey, Bob.
Hey.
You know what's going to bring us more in common with other gaming podcasts? The first bullet of your news.
Talk about Tommy Tallarico's 10 Commandments.
Tommy Tallarico's 10 Commandments.
I know nothing about Tommy Tallarico's 10 Commandments.
Okay.
Bob, shoot me.
We got to clarify what this is relating to.
Okay.
So this is for the Intellivision Amiico, the Tommy Tallarico. Oh my God, it rhymes. Is that why he named it that? Did he name it Amiico
Probably.
because it rhymes with Tallarico?
I'm gonna die.
Oh my God,
Fuck
you're
that
probably
man.
right.
I think I'm the first person to realize that because I'm the only one who said it in that order.
This
Oh my
is
God.
Kino or something.
Anyways.
He should go away.
Tommy Tallarico's Intellivision Amiico is an upcoming console that is very upcoming and definitely not sketchy at all. However, Ars Technica wrote an article about it and talked about some of the things they saw through the dev portal, which is the website that devs get to access. Unfortunately, in order to look at that, you apparently don't need to sign an NDA, and Tommy Tallarico vaguely insinuated that, strongly insinuated he was going to sue them for writing this article. Anyway, we're just going to read from the article, right, Bob?
Yeah, I figure I'll go through his 10 commandments of game design, which he says are outdated. This is from a year ago. When he was signing devs for his console that was supposed to come out last year. Yeah, but this is out of date, so actually doesn't matter. It's fine.
And this is going to pale in
sure
comparison.
It's 100% difference.
This is going to pale in comparison to everything I'm going to tell you, which is also from that article. Yeah. So this is an insane but delightful order to go. Bob, what are Tommy Tallarico's 10 commandments of good game design?
Commandment number 1. Every game must be E or E10 plus.
Idiot moron.
Okay, it's a family-friendly platform. I can sort of see this. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not even teen. No.
Mm-mm.
Number 2. Every game must be playable with very little instructions.
Okay, Aaron.
What? Yeah.
Very little instructions.
Okay, that's incredibly vague and
Need
weird.
it for the 80-year-olds.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know about that. All right. Oh, okay.
Number 3, every game must be balanced to allow players with very different ability levels to still have fun.
Shut the fuck up.
That means nothing. That's a meaningless statement.
Just to be clear, everyone who's hearing me react to this, I didn't read these. I just saw he made 10 commandments. That was enough for me to eye roll my way past that point in the article.
Yeah, no, it hurts.
This is fucked up.
Just, you want to know what you're in store for when you buy the Amico.
I think this is so Tommy doesn't feel like under-capable, right? Incapable when you send him your game. He's like, I didn't get it. He's going to playground your ass.
Yes. All of these games have to hit Tommy Tallarico standards. Talking about that, number 4, every game must rate 7 out of 10 or above on the Intellivision quality control scale. What? Which I assume is just Tommy.
These are scam rules. These are things that they can put in front of a dumb rich person with a lot of money.
Yes.
Who doesn't understand technology and go, they have really good standards and will make me money. Here's the money I have in my wallet. I'm a 95-year-old man.
Yeah.
Checks out.
Jesus Christ.
Number 5, every game must cost less than $10.
Yeah.
Eat my ass, Tommy Tallarico.
Yeah, the $10 cap on price is insane because the margins are apparently 50%.
Yeah. Allegedly, this is supposed to end after the first year, which is... what?
That's the reverse of what you're supposed to do. When you're not a scam, you're supposed to give them the best deal at the beginning, not later on.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, what I wanted to say was 50% margins on every game makes it worse than every platform under the sun.
Yeah, no, that's insane. For a platform that you will sell basically none on.
And apparently at most $10 per unit.
So you could make at most $5 per unit.
That's insane. That's nuts.
Yeah, it is.
Fuck.
But again, the 50% thing you're talking about isn't going away after the first year.
Yeah.
The $10 limit's going away.
The $10 limit's going away.
I mean, I'm like, does it matter? This device is never coming out.
Yeah, it is.
Right, but
I would like to point out that this thing has less momentum than the Ouya. How funny is that?
Number 6, every game must support the official Intellivision controllers. This seems, normal.
Yeah,
that's fucking obvious.
Yeah. Why? How would you make the game that didn't work with the controller?
Could you imagine being like, hey, your PlayStation game needs to work with a PlayStation controller?
It's part of my commandments of PlayStation. Number 7. This is a good one. Every game must be 2D or 2.5D. 3D models are okay, but no free roaming 3D worlds.
Okay.
None of that.
That's really weird.
Yeah, no.
3D, ew.
BattleTank was a 3D game.
You can't. I'm sorry.
Battlezone.
I'm sorry.
No?
You're moving in 3 dimensions. You can't.
Okay. All right. That doesn't make any fucking sense actually at all. But all right.
Well, Grandpa won't be able to play it then. I'm sorry.
Grandpa's not going to be able to play this. It has a touchscreen.
And moving on. Number 8. Every game must be an Intellivision exclusive. Even ports must be unique in some way.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I'm like, this is some early Xbox.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely is that. Remember that for later audience.
Let's see. Number 9. No in-game purchasing or DLC. So you can't make more than the $5. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Number 10. Every game should try to incorporate local multiplayer or two-player mode if possible.
So this phrasing gives me a brain disease. What the fuck? Local multiplayer or two-player? I'm like, what?
Well, the multiplayer, I assume you means more than two.
But two-player is also multiple players.
I know, but this is an 80-year-old man.
Only a true pedant. Only a true pedant would be like, actually, two doesn't qualify for multiple. It's like, well, multiplayer means two or more, asshole.
Multiplayer is different from two-player.
Oh my god, Tommy Tallarico is the last person I want to force mental connection with. He's my
God,
Kylo
imagine
Ren.
who's the forced dyad with Tommy Tallarico.
Rocco Bodie.
God.
Oh, Tommy Tallarico, I think, has shown up in every season of Mega 64. He played a feral caveman in the first season, and then also yelled about Electric Playground. It was kind of funny, and it was my introduction to Tommy Tallarico 15 years ago.
The true hero is Victor Lucas.
Yeah, of course.
All I ever knew about Tommy Tallarico before we started this podcast was he said KOF music was bad, and I'm like, I don't have to listen to anything that guy said.
That's fair.
I mean, he'd review games for like reviews on the Run or Electric Playground and go, I worked on this. It's a 9.
Yep, that sounds about right. Okay, Bob.
Yeah, those were his 10 commandments.
Those were his 10 commandments. I've got very interesting things from the article, all of which is sourced from the dev portal.
Which is totally inaccurate according to Tommy Tallarico.
Sure, and it might be. Sure, I'll entertain that because sure, why not? The controller screen will run at somewhere between 15 and 30 frames per second. There is an app coming out to replace the controller to make it easier for people to add a third and fourth player, but there's no ETA on when that app is coming out. We have no idea if it will be there at launch. So that means people who want to do fourth player will need to buy 2 Amicos to be certain that they can play fourth player.
Great.
Also, since you're using your phone, the only 2 buttons on the controller other than the weird circle pad, because for people who don't know, it uses a track circle, kind of like iTunes stuff, instead of a normal D-pad. And then there are 2 shoulder buttons and a touchscreen. That's this nightmare controller.
Wow. Yeah.
All that will be touchscreen on the phone app.
Good.
The dev portal has no guidance on how to do leaderboards or online multiplayer like it recommends for games. Also, patches are extremely frowned upon, so there's no balancing or patching games to fix exploits or hacking for online multiplayer. This is something that coincided with this news article / E3, like in between the two. Tommy Tallarico released a video days ago from when we're recording this that's identical to the one released at Gamescom 2 years ago, but the color grade is different. That's it. It's the same fucking video, and they released it again, pretending it was a new thing.
Wow.
Okay. And now for the actual gangbuster, I didn't even write into news because I needed everyone to have a stroke live.
Okay.
One of the things Tommy has been talking up, and over on the Completely Unnecessary podcast, CU podcast, Ian and Pat talked about this. He keeps talking about they have Jay Allard. Did you know this, Bob?
No, what?
They have Jay Allard, one of the core members of the original Xbox team, guiding them making the Amico.
Really?
Except for, according to Jay Allard, no, he left a while ago.
Of course.
Last year, he said, our views are different and I have left the team. They put out an angel investor video this year that still insists he's on the team, Bob.
What?
They still insist in March of this year in a video, according to Ars Technica, that he was cited as a member of the team to get angel investors despite him saying he's no longer a part of the team, which in fact is definitely illegal.
Yeah,
because it's a video to seek investment.
Oh my god.
There are laws about this shit.
I can't believe that Tommy Tallarico might be doing things that aren't legal.
It is shocking, truly.
Yeah. Oh, whoopsie, I just broke the law. Huh, how'd that happen?
He definitely hasn't struck me from day one as someone who would absolutely do that and then scream about having his freedoms oppressed. Also, he apparently called patenting gamer racists.
Oh, it was just them, literally. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just them, literally. But I haven't watched through their full playlist,
I mean, that's
hell of a
their
playlist.
thing. Their thing is just doing podcast segments on insane, shady consoles, like the Coleco Chameleon. I think it was that.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's just some nightmare machine
Mm-hmm.
that just has SNES parts in it, despite them saying that it was unique parts they made from scratch.
Yep.
When in reality, it's we took the Coleco shell or whatever, and then put an SNES in there.
Yeah, it was really bizarre because
Yeah.
it was the SNES Mini thing from Nintendo. I'm pretty sure it was Raspberry Pi like parts. It was definitely not a real fucking console.
Yeah, it was insane.
It was absolutely nuts. All that shit's all crazy, and so is this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that part with Jay Allard's insane. I was like, wait, you guys have Jay Allard? And then right after I found out, I was like, apparently no, they don't. So the thought that months ago now, well after Jay Allard said I'm not on this team, they put out an angel investor video that's seeking investment and insisting he's still on the team. You're gonna get in some serious shit, man. Pump your fucking brakes. Get the fuck out.
I saw Tommy Tallarico retweeting random Twitter accounts with 20 tweets beforehand talking about how cool the Amico is.
Okay, I have one of those right here. I was thinking about when to bring this up.
Mm-hmm.
So here's one. At Tommy Tallarico. Thanks for putting out a product geared toward families like mine. As a mother who doesn't game often, I look forward to a family game night where I won't get dizzy. 3D games, ugh. Can't wait for the Amico. And then he quotes as saying, thanks. I checked the Twitter account.
Uh-huh.
There are 6 tweets.
Hey, Bob.
All of them are like entering into promotions with links that probably give me a virus.
Hey, Bob.
What's up, Dan?
You know what this reminds me of?
What's that?
Ever since Lipton Tea invented the Flex Grip Smooth Pour technology, they've saved my summer picnics. Finally, my family can enjoy some nice cold tea without spilling it everywhere on our picnic blanket. Thanks, Lipton.
My God.
What's happening?
Me and Jim Rackgazer found the fucking Flex Grip Smooth Pour shit years ago because it's printed on the handle. We could not stop laughing at that jug at our fucking store. Then he Googled it. And the fucking AstroTurf reviews sound exactly like that tweet you read.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a bunch of them like that. And then real people thinking that those people are also real.
Mm-hmm.
So it just becomes this like domino effect of hell. But yeah, I saw some games media person just quote the Tommy Tallarico one because it's so sad. Of just,
Yeah.
he's really interacting with bots.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's really sad.
Yeah.
A viewer of Digital Foundry apparently put the side-by-side videos of the 2 trailers. As I said, Bob, you can see that is the same video twice with a different color grade.
And different like banners. That's insane. I really liked the part of this article that's like every single time you see someone holding one of these devices, that's a Photoshop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was stock photos of somebody holding DualShock-like controller that looked exactly like a DualShock 4. They photoshopped that for their E3 presentation and put an Amico in their hands. And Tommy got really upset and started screaming, that's the whole point of stock photos. The whole point of stock photos is to Photoshop your product into their hands. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I'm like that sort of thing would be fine if we could see the product.
Yeah.
If this thing felt real at any level.
Have you guys seen any of the videos where he tries to own people like Pat and Ian? Where he tries to be like,
No.
they're saying it's not real. Check this out. And the amount of insane camera edits they have to do, camera cuts and weird zoom in shots to be like, look, and it's real. I'm definitely doing it right now.
I like the one where it's just like, here it is, it's dissected. I have the whole Amico, it's right here in pieces.
That Ars Technica article is also really good, Bob.
Yeah.
Because they do something I did not expect they would do. They punched the hardest they could. Bob, they tell you how much the parts for the controller and the system cost.
Oh yeah, I saw that part.
Oh no.
They also tell you the power profile of the system. This shit is like an Android phone from 4 years ago. If a budget Android phone from 4 years ago.
Yeah, I was like, this isn't one of those high-end ones. This is one of those you get with your Cricket subscription.
For free.
Yes.
4 years ago. The controller's made seemingly with a $2.50 SoC. So aside from that, it's a screen and a battery. It's nuts. All of this information in this Ars Technica article is incredibly fascinating. And I love Pat and Ian being like, we've been saying this for years. Feel free to watch the saga.
I will.
Yeah.
I love seeing the evolution of how worse it gets.
Yeah, because this looked sketchy day one.
It did.
Now it's still going.
It's sketchier and sketchier in a way that's truly bizarre.
Right.
Truly bizarre. You're lying about Jay Allard being on your staff. Can't you find something more reasonable to lie about? Like, remember when you lied about... that's not true. We haven't proved that they lied about this, but you showed off your Earthworm Jim trailer last year. That was Earthworm Jim in an animation test where he ran from the left part of the screen to the right part of the screen in a fidelity that looked like it was way too much for the Amico.
Yep.
God, this man.
Yeah, no, there's no recovering from this.
You ever
There
see
really
a
isn't.
person consumed by madness because they can't not be important?
Yes, in fact, that's probably the number one, like, slayer of famous people.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. Imagine if people just remembered Tommy Tallarico as the guy who, did the soundtrack to Earthworm Jim and the Sega CD version of Terminator. You could have some warm feeling there if you like those soundtracks. Personally, I think every soundtrack he's ever done sounds like shit. And this isn't because he's Tommy Tallarico. This is because when people go, yeah, he's a famous composer. Look at these games he did. And I'm like, those all sound terrible. What do you mean he's famous?
Well, he did a lot.
He did a lot.
He's loud.
He's not Sakuraba. He definitely hasn't done that many.
No.
Sakuraba
Karama does 8 games a year for 40 years or something.
Yeah, and well, I mean, it really frustrated me when he started doing the orchestra stuff because he's like, yeah, video game soundtracks are important because I'm important.
Yep.
And it was like, cool, I'm glad you got Michiru to go perform. Also, please stop using this to inflate your ego. Please.
No, that's all he is.
If his ego deflates, he'll be two-dimensional.
Yeah.
Good, then he can ship on the Amico. Anyways, I'm done with this segment. Hey, Bob.
Hey.
What else you got?
Streets of Rage 4's DLC, Mr. X Nightmare, is launching later this month. It's July 15th. We're really close, actually.
I heard that has some good shit in it.
Yes, there's a new trailer. You can go check it out. A bunch of new characters, new survival mode, new weapons. Looks cool.
Yeah, it does. That game's really good. I want to play it again.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
We need to play it again.
We really do. Yeah, man.
I guess that gives us another reason to stream this game.
Yeah. Going through with Soul is a lot of fun, but that was even better with 2 people.
Oh, yeah, that was really enjoyable. I was like, okay, game's over. Let's do it again. Do it again.
Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires had some new info come out.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's good.
There are no new officers because they've said that they've made too many and they want to try and make each one better.
That's factually accurate, yes.
They're adding some weird side mode that's going to be open world.
Why are they doing this?
I don't know. They said that they're doing it because fans desired it.
They desired it, Dan. Not you, though.
Yeah, I was like, who? Really? Literally who?
Mutoid.
Told you they wanted this.
Dude just looks like Rhino from the Spider-Man animated fucking series. Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. They were very iffy on how it was going to be integrated, even like, oh yeah, we wanted it in here, but we don't want it to affect how you actually play the game because that would break the pace completely.
Dynasty Warriors, the game from day one has had giant seamless battlefields with tons of active agents on it at all time. Gets a fucking brain disease in 7th gen and goes, I'm not open world enough.
I don't know what my strengths are. Are my strengths this other game's strengths that I have no characters of and have to become a weird mutant to even attempt?
Yeah,
As it became Bizarro.
Is my strength being able to fly? If I staple these dove wings to my back, will I be able to fly?
Yes.
Will I then sell 12 million copies?
Please. I'm still really hopeful for this.
Yeah, this next bullet point's really weird to me.
Is it?
It uses the character creators from Neo 2.
Okay, why is that weird?
I would not assume that they are even similar engines.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I don't know what they mean. If they're literally taking assets directly from that and putting them in this.
How does that work on the Switch?
Is this on the Switch?
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
I'll look it up again just to confirm, but I swear to God that was the most concerning bit of news about this.
I believe it was, and you were freaking the fuck out.
At one level, that makes me confident that, it'll run on PS5.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's on the Switch.
World's biggest safety net.
That's so weird.
World's biggest safety net, the PS5 performance profile, or also shipping on Switch.
That too. It's really a good combo.
Uh-huh.
The ultimate brother check-in.
It's the ultimate combo. You know, you get your Italian pasta and your fucking pizza slice.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We gotta go back.
No, we don't.
And then last bit of news I've got. Ender Lilies, the game I talked about several times, like a Metroidvania where you play as this little girl who summons ghosts to fight.
Mm-hmm.
That released on Xbox and on Steam. The PS4 release got pushed all the way until Q3
That's weird.
due to unexpected technical difficulties.
I wonder what that is.
I wonder if it's something.
Sounds like it failed compliance somehow.
Yeah.
It had a boob.
It was like,
The booba.
maybe some of the issues we were talking about earlier with the PlayStation. Who knows?
Okay. Well, that's all for Bob's news. We're going to move on to KZ's news. KZ, take it away.
All right. First up, we're soon going to see the rollout of the Final Fantasy Pixel Remasters. They showed off some more screenshots of them. 1 through 3 are coming to Steam and iOS on July 28th. They have like a bundle to get all 6 on like Steam page at like discount.
Discount.
Discount. Features are a very unfortunate font that's only bad in the US release, which makes it more insane.
Oh, really? There's a decent font for this stuff in Japan?
In Japan it looks properly spaced and like wide, whereas over here it feels really scrunched. Whatever, in like 2 days someone's gonna have that run in Comic Sans and I'll play it that way.
That font doesn't look good. I certainly hope it looks that badly because there's some sort of option for it in the menus that we just don't see.
I can see some adjustment being in there. I mean, they spelled Bahamut wrong in one of the screenshots. It's Bahamur. But aside
These come out later this month. Jesus.
Yeah. Aside from that, as the screenshots and stuff, it looked good. And the font's like my main problem where I'm like, wow, that's if you can fix that, I don't really have much of an issue there. I might run through 1 again.
The pricing on this collection is really weird.
Like I saw 3 was slightly more than 1 and 2, which I could kind of understand. This is the first time that they're actually releasing a non 3D version of that here.
Yeah, but it still just makes them feel like jerks. Like,
they're taking advantage of it, but I know what the logic of them doing that is.
Right, it's like now this one's as valuable as a Super Nintendo game. It's like no.
Not
Famicom Final
necessarily.
Fantasy, so I'm sorry you're confused.
Yeah. Though, this is like they have to do an extra amount of work, I guess.
There
on
is
that
one extra step. Well,
what's that?
Putting the text into it.
I mean,
They have to
literally
something else.
These things hopefully are retranslated in general.
Yeah.
So I assume it's the same exact level of work.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
Which one's retranslated, you think?
I think all of these should be retranslated.
Nope.
No, the PSP is golden.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think the most you can possibly hope for is like they gave it an editing pass once.
Yeah, I imagine it's going to be like as up to date as like the GBA releases in terms of like a translation. So it's not the Woolsey stuff from like the 90s.
Yeah, although they did do a lot to Legend of Mana that I noticed. They polished that up a lot.
Whatever, I just want Garland to knock me down.
Yeah, that's the important thing.
Yeah. I'm super excited to try these out and
I would like to play Final Fantasy V again.
Give them $85.
Bob,
I mean,
it's $72.84 and you have to get them all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm considering it because I've also never played any of the Famicom ones in any real capacity. So I'm like, should I just do that?
I like the
as an
fact that
academic exercise.
I like the fact that these remasters are hewing very close to the NES sprites.
yes.
Like very close, because when I saw some of the changes they started making in the other releases, I'm like, why is he pointing?
Yeah, like there's the Behemoth one that you see through across remakes where it just becomes more and more like late stage Behemoth, and then this one's just they just redrew the old NES one.
I appreciate Garland having like a weird cape thing and sort of escaping like the Phantom of the Opera almost.
Yeah,
as opposed to him eventually pointing at me like Soulja Boy's play. Yo!
God, now I'm just thinking Gold Bez.
Finally, the
I
remaster we all deserve. It's $80 for Final Fantasy IV.
I'd buy it.
Done.
Sure. What's up, Phil?
I like that. I don't know how I feel about the character sprites all looking so uniformly the same.
Like
They did look slightly different between each other.
Yeah, like all the
party
games
member
are really uniform.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Yeah, I'm not sure if I like that.
Yeah.
Also, I don't like Tara's hair being neon green now.
How do you feel about her hooves? Fellow streamer Dr. Orochi is like, she has like horse feet now. I'm like, she better gallop.
yeah.
What, her feet are just twice as big as anyone else's. What's weird?
They added 1 pixel, which means she went from a size 8 to a size 14.
Yes.
Yeah, that's troubling.
Weren't they saying they got like a Pixar's back from the old days to redo
The one
these?
that did all of them.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
like,
cool.
They
These
got her back.
I think this is neat. I wish that it has had the classic in the new mode. Like, it seems crazy to do something like this where you realize people like the old art and
Right.
not give them the old art.
Yeah.
I do wonder if Square Enix is just like, people fucking emulate it, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. That is a technical hurdle to accomplish doing a Switch.
Yeah.
And for this price, I think they should, because Jesus, they're selling an NES game for $12. But it's clearly not something they're ever going to do.
Yeah, asking for a good deal from Square. Oops.
Yep.
Hopefully it's come to console,
At
because I'm
least
definitely not buying them on Steam.
Here's the thing, though, okay?
What's up?
And I totally agree with you there. I want this to come out on a console.
I feel like that's inevitable. Just they have to like work everything bad about it out.
At least they're consistent, Bob.
Yeah.
A PS1 game's $30, an NES game's $12.
Yeah.
Yeah, stop complaining.
Yeah, that's consistent. They're not being hypocrites or having double standards. This is just the pricing is like we're in the PS2 era for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, Square Enix, if your PS1 ports are as good as Legend of Mana Remastered, sure, I'll give you $30.
I love Valkyrie Profile. I'm still not sure I'm gonna give them $30 if they fucking.
I do it for Valkyria Profile. I need a version of that game where she's not stretched wide and I can play it on something modern.
I have 2 PS1s I can play it on.
That's true.
I'll also give you $30 for Star Ocean 2. I'll give you $30 for Saga Frontier 2.
Whoa.
I'll give you $30.
1 second. If they're doing Star Ocean 2, for the love of fucking God, can I get some of that PSP shit?
Where is Star Ocean 2? Jesus.
Yeah,
I have to assume they're working on it in some.
Because they did Star Ocean 1, and that was 4 years ago.
Maybe it fell out during
No,
Handies.
no, it was not. It was not 4 years ago. Dan, video games.
I think it was 2019. Maybe 2020, but I don't think it's...
2017.
First Departure R is what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Here we go.
This is embarrassing.
December 2019 is when First Departure.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not been that long.
Sorry,
but it's long enough
So
to
it's
be
been
like, come
18
on.
months.
I feel like
We talked about the exact game on this constant, or for this exact reason several times on this podcast.
I know, but it feels like Star Ocean is dead in the earth, and I'm just like, where's 2? Where's 2?
Except they're apparently making a new one with their own engine that'll be bad.
Well, we don't even know that's Star Ocean yet.
That's true. That's true. But when Trias says it'll be some horrible new action RPG IP,
They give that shit to fucking they give it to the Nier director. They give it to Yoko Taro. Here you go. You get to make the next Star Ocean.
oh God,
Eric's like, no, and we're like, hey, it can't be as bad
No,
as
they're
the
giving
last
it
2
to
times.
Tokyo RPG Factory.
Ugh.
what?
Okay, that would
if
actually
Valkyrie-
upset me more than anything else they could do.
I hope they didn't
Yeah,
shut
that would be that.
factory down.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know if Tokyo RPG Factory is going to be making a comeback anytime soon. I think Oninaki sold like 2 copies.
If Tokyo RPG Factory gets handed Star Ocean Central Park and redacted.
Yeah, I'm like, how long ago was Oninaki? Because it definitely is.
2 years, and that's like it's been a really long time for them not to have announced anything.
Like, Star Ocean 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Oninaki, Tokyo RPG Factory is like, okay, first game 2016, second game 2017, third game announced like in 2018, I think, and then released in 2019.
Yeah, you saw them scale up with the third game. The first 2 are just fucking like, come on.
The third game is pretty fucking low rent looking.
Compared to the first 2.
I don't know. I feel like there was a bigger shift from 1 to 2 than there was from 2 to 3.
No way, really?
Yeah, because that second game that it started to look almost okay.
Lost Sphere.
Oninaki is basically the same looking, but has a worse style.
I never actually looked at Lost Sphere. This looks pretty much exactly like Oninaki.
Okay. So we all agree Tokyo RPG Factory is depressing, and that's what we were talking about here.
And hopefully they're shutting down.
Their Tokyo RPG Factory is like if you didn't even have the thing that made Inti Creates fans like Inti Creates.
Yeah.
That's accurate.
No, that's 100% on point.
There's no
edge.
Yeah.
There's no anything.
The melodrama doesn't even feel like it's coming from any one point. It's in a Tokyo RPG Factory game, it's implied.
They just coast by on people who are like, it reminds me of that game I like, and that's it. Like, that's literally it.
I think it would be really funny if the reason Oninaki tanked so bad is because it wasn't turn-based, so it couldn't trick those people anymore.
I mean, probably. I mean, when the only people are those guys that are like, oh yeah, it's just like when I was a kid.
It's just like Chrono Trigger. Yeah, except for Kid You had better taste than Adult You. Adult You is sad and broken.
Except Chrono Trigger's plot isn't Final Fantasy's 10 plot regurgitated and worse.
It's like you're sitting here watching a homunculus try to be Doug Walker. That's what you're coming off as right now. You fucking cut it out. Get some self-fucking respect. Anyways, KZ, let's move on.
Okay. AI, the Somnium Files, Nirvana with a capital A at the end. Initiative was announced. It's a sequel to Big Think Dimension's 9th best game of 2019. It's coming out this spring. They showed a small teaser for it, some key art. I'm quite excited. I like that game a lot. I think it's Kotaro Uchikoshi's best game. He did the Zero Escape stuff. They post. What's that?
I hesitate to. How can it be as good as the titan of the most insane shit you've ever seen happening over and over again in front of you? Zero Time Dilemma.
Well, we'll see. Here's how this works. It was a story that started and ended and didn't require other games or spend the last fourth saying, "Do you want to buy our sequel that won't get made? Do you want it?" Thankfully, they didn't do that. They put up a little summary for this new one because it's a detective-related game where you like go into people's brains and do puzzles. And they're like, okay, a dead body shows up, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Cut down the middle vertically. They only find the left half. 6 years later, they find the right half fresh somehow. Right. and it apparently that's a part of the big mysteries. How the fuck does that work?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so that's the premise.
That is pretty good.
Yeah, you play as one of the characters from the original, aged up by a few years. Very, very excited for this. I think he did a really good job at the last one, and I'm glad that they were able to do another one of those.
Well, I'm very excited to play Punchline because I bought that, and I still haven't touched it.
Okay,
because
sure.
I really like the anime.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll figure out from there.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, I like the anime. I own this game. This is as close as I'm getting to playing those before even giving them a remote chance.
Yeah, that's you're insane.
What? Uchikoshi made both.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just saying this is based on something I already like.
Okay.
Because Uchikoshi helped with the writing of the anime, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this is my safest way to say, should I even fucking look at it?
You should play Zero Time Dilemma without playing either of the previous
Stop it.
games.
Why does he keep saying this? When will he stop?
No, KZ, the first two games don't fucking matter at all.
Yeah, they do.
You get nothing
Yeah,
from
they
them.
do.
He's a Kingdom Hearts
They
fan.
were
I can't
a
trust him. Oh no.
Yeah, but feels also chaotic, so it's we basically cancel each other
This
out.
is fucked up. They're Spider-Manning at each other.
Mm-hmm.
They're just pointing.
Yeah. Next bit of news, megaton news, Dan.
Okay.
Hajime Tabata Studio
No.
JP Games.
Not real. Fake.
You may remember he made Final Fantasy 15 and then disappeared from the world to make his own studio that was going to take over the way he was acting. Going to make a Paralympics RPG. We still don't know about that, but he apparently snuck his way into getting 2 large-scale titles in development with cooperation from a major company.
Microsoft.
I don't want to say it out loud, but yes, probably. I could see that. First one is a high-speed action RPG that
he describes as an evolution of Final Fantasy Type 0.
Okay.
He then said things
When
that
you
made
evolve
me
into
even
a
less
corpse.
interested in it, that I will now say on the podcast here. He said that this, evolution of Type 0, but his focus here was to condense and squeeze out as much of the RPG parts of the RPG as possible so that you can beat it quickly and so you can get into a multiplayer mode.
You just
Oh my
described a live service game. You just described a live service game.
So Xbox, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that really killed it for me. I'm like, you doing a Type 0, I'm like, that's smaller scale, higher speed. If you're shooting for that, you could get me possibly interested once I see what it actually is. And then all of that killed it. The second is as he described it, global AAA scale nomadic RPG that is an evolution of Final Fantasy 15 about exploring a very, very, very large world.
Sure.
When your fucking design aesthetic is money.
Big.
Yeah.
It seems insane that these supposedly got these two deals going at the same time. Like, dude, focus.
Oh, the first one is already finished pre-production, and they're in full scale on that.
Okay, sure.
So at the very least, the first one is something where it's they're actually doing it, and he's not just saying ideas happened. But goddamn,
I'll be very excited to see this when it happens.
Yeah,
it is
when
real.
when we have to see it on an Xbox show.
If this is fucked up because Sony's like, we got the Final Fantasies. And then Xbox is like, we have Final Fantasy at home.
Yes.
I mean, they did this before.
It's not even
they did this
Mistwalker.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they went to Mistwalker and make us a Dragon Quest and make us a Final Fantasy.
This is we have Mistwalker at home. This isn't even we have Final Fantasy at home.
Yeah, you
Right.
don't have a classic from Final Fantasy. You have Tabata, the guy who directed 2 bad games.
I'm sure he directed more than 2 bad games. Let me look it up real quick.
He also directed Crisis Core, which is probably fine.
Yeah, that is fine. But again, it's a lot of things of people held on to him while he did it. Also, Kingdom Hearts coded for the phone.
Don't you despise that game?
No.
What about
the DS one's rough, and also I'm talking about the phone version specifically.
Oh, right. Of
Yeah,
course.
he did the original
Looking at his directing career, the best game he made was The Third Birthday.
Third Birthday. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is that's definitely the best one of those. Jesus, that one plays well at all.
Yeah, because its competition at that point is Final Fantasy 15, which everyone on this podcast has seemingly come to the conclusion that, oh man, fuck, that game's a mess.
Yeah, it's a mess. Chaotic 6 for me.
It has things I like. But I really
it has things.
Oh yeah, no, there are many things to like in that. For example, bromance.
Yes, there are chunks of that I'm like, I'm really enjoying this as an 8, and then some parts that are a 5, for a long time.
Yeah, the whole ending's like a 3, the whole back end of that game.
Oh no, the ending sequence I think is great. I really enjoy that.
They made it a lot
Depends where
better
you think
since
the
they
ending
patched.
starts. I think the ending starts when you get on the train.
No, that's not what the ending starts, Bob. There's fucking 6 chapters there.
There's 6 hours
I'm
left
talking
in the game at that
final
point.
chapter of the game.
Casey's like, can we please consider the ending the last 40 minutes of a 40-hour game?
Consider the ending of the game, and not the last third of the game?
Dude, that's when the car drives off a cliff and free falls for 2 hours straight. It's fucking incredible.
I'm as someone with experience in what an ending is.
When the game stops being the game it was to become the new game that is really bad and won't end, that's when it's over.
That's when we found
Bob.
the
See, they patched in a whole new open world segment. So now that term is no longer even accurate.
God,
Yeah, that's also what I mean too. They fucking redid the final chapter of that game.
that shit's so stupid.
I sure still haven't played that because I didn't believe them.
They put it in an explorable city. They added in like 6 more bosses that you switch to the party members and use their
really
combat
becomes
systems
the
from
end
the
of a video game.
DLCs.
But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say I definitely like The Third Birthday a lot more than anyone here likes Final Fantasy 15. I can easily say that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really glad you played The Third Birthday because I heard nothing but bad things forever. And I'm like, this is a really high budget and high production value PSP game that looks cool. I think people are just mad that they ruined a character.
Yeah, that they ruined a character that they already ruined one game earlier.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
also heard that that Parasite Eve 2 was good for a long time, and I'm very glad you cured me of that.
There are some people who still believe Parasite Eve 2 is good. They're wrong, but they can still believe that, and that's fine. I think The Third Birthday is an amazing third-person shooter considering it's shipped on the fucking PSP. It has really cool combat design and really cool mechanics in it. It is a shockingly competent third-person shooter from Japan. On a PSP.
Yeah, so Hajime Tabata should never go past the scale of a PSP.
Oh, yeah, that's actually my master's thesis on Tabata.
I mean, all his best games are on there.
Yeah, that's that. I was just thinking, once you're at that scale, you can get something done. Also, most of his games over there were based upon other pre-established universes.
Yes, they were.
What if instead of that though, his next big ambitious project was making the biggest game ever made?
Thanks, Microsoft. I look forward to you announcing it, us getting 5 years of it not showing up at E3, and you canceling it.
Yeah.
It's just occurring to me what people consider his worst one before Final Fantasy 15 is the one where he got to create his own universe. Type 0.
That's true.
Man, I heard nothing. I heard nothing but
Type.
I heard nothing but good things about Type 0 for years, and then I played it.
Yeah, well, it's the Sonic CD effect. Type 0 was the coolest shit ever, and then it came out in America.
Yeah. I heard somebody say direct, and I'm not going to say who this was, but direct quote. There's somebody who they're a content creator we've mentioned before.
Okay.
Who said, quote, well, they made Final Fantasy Type 0 in HD, so now it's basically a big mainline Final Fantasy game.
Well, you also have to understand the one missing part here. Not only is it the Sonic CD style effect, but it got magnified because it came out around the time of Final Fantasy 13, and the cult-like hatred of Final Fantasy 13 empowered this game. Like, it's not that.
Yeah, exactly.
I will love it because it's not that, because that also has LaCie and File C in it.
Yes, it's like if Sonic 4 shipped alongside Sonic CD. Of course.
I mean, it didn't even really come out near 13. It came out 2 years after the last 13
All
game.
of 7th gen was a 13.
Yeah, we were trapped in that.
2015.
I'm talking about the original Type 0.
Oh, the original.
Yeah, we're talking about when it was loved, before it came out in English.
Yeah,
then it was brought here, and people are acting like it was going to be like the return to form for Final Fantasy, and it was going to be the coming to God moment. And it comes with the demo for the new real game.
Yeah, which is directed by the same guy. So it's like, this is the layup.
Then I load up, then I buy Final Fantasy Type 0 HD and spin the camera and vomit.
And then realize half the game's stripped out, so you have to play it again. But it's like near but bad.
Fuck you.
God, I never got that far in it.
Oh yeah, it's very weird.
Oh my God.
I dropped it on PS4 because I could not deal with the motion blur.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I feel bad for anyone who can't enjoy The Third Birthday. That game's really good.
Okay.
Also, it's worth noting that Final Fantasy Type 0 HD had the first door, where there's a door in Type 0 HD you go through constantly. It is like the door to the progression, like to the area you constantly go back to. They didn't upscale that texture fucking at all. That's a PSP texture.
That's a 2015 HD edition, all right.
Yeah, when you go to the world map, I think that's when the game looks the absolute saddest, because the textures out there are like PS1 game.
It's really funny.
It looks worse than the world map in Final Fantasy 9.
Yeah,
it looks
by
worse.
a lot.
It looks worse than Duodecim's world map by a lot.
Here's something I feel like would especially bother Dan about that, where in the original it had a reddish hue for it because that's also the logo.
Yes.
So for the HD, they just put a yellow hue because the logo was yellow. So they just baked in a piss color filter to the entire game's cutscenes that make it look worse.
So is this enough punching Tabata yet?
You kept going, which made me excited to continue going too. So it just becomes we're just eating off each other. Let's punch something else.
Sure.
Konami.
Oh no.
Konami is partnering with Bloober Team from The Medium for Silent Hill, because what the fuck else are these guys gonna make?
Contra.
Yes.
Please, anything else.
I read that thread. I read that thread you quote tweeted, KZ.
Yeah.
Really fucking died.
I quote tweeted a thread recently where someone played through The Medium. And
one second, Bob. What the fuck? What do you mean anything else? You just implied you'd be okay with them getting Castlevania or Contra.
No, you're right.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, at least there's already a shitload of bad Western-made Silent Hill games.
Exactly.
True.
That's a fuck
Wouldn't be
hole in
nothing
the
new.
earth. Like fucking, they can jump into that ditch.
It just came from the position of, okay, we know they're really bad at making horror games. Maybe they can do anything else. But no, of course not.
Yeah, sorry. You were talking about the quote. You quote tweeted the thread where somebody played that game.
Yeah, they played it and they went into it. And usually with a Western Silent Hill game that's bad it's bad. It doesn't really get the series and just tries to do Silent Hill 2 again, but really bad.
Mm-hmm.
This one tries to speak toward trauma and other very, very sensitive subjects, and might maybe have a message that you could take as those type of people should just die.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
That did seem to be the theme, whereas like if you have trauma, you're broken forever, and the only way you can get released is death.
If they somehow magically just do not change how they write things, this will be the worst Silent Hill game, because it will genuinely be just an incredibly toxic piece of media. And then I feel like it might review the most, and then I'll just get upset.
Yeah,
like
that
it'll
style
do that.
of that's I don't know, because like I feel like there's less home teaming now than there was 7th Gen, and both those Western ones didn't review well.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I
The
like
Medium certainly didn't review well, so you know.
yeah, but it's the whole thing about trauma is a big part of Silent Hill, so I could completely understand them just making that game again with Silent Hill branding.
Yeah, this feels gross in a way none of those other Silent Hill games felt gross.
So how do you think they got greenlit? Did they come in with a creative director and they're like, well, our creative director is damaged, so he understands the source material, and it's the fucking Joker. He's got damaged on his forehead.
They're like, we patented the two-world technology that your games do.
That's probably part of it, yeah.
Yeah. Where it's like, oh yeah, you just have the other world from Silent Hill.
Okay. Because it was reiterated during all these talks that like there is still one being made by a prominent Japanese developer.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot.
What if the Bloober Team one is only existing so they can use that technology in the Japanese one?
I think that's unlikely.
I honestly think that they will barely use the two at once thing.
Yeah, because one, they patented that, and that's weird. And two, it ran unreal levels of terrible.
They put out a statement that makes them sound the worst.
Okay.
Where they did it. They patented it. And then said, don't worry, after the Medium, we don't think we'll ever use it again. It's too hard.
Why did you patent it?
Yeah, I know.
Literally,
I dug down a hole of how shitty this studio is.
Literally the only game developer that's also a patent troll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
And you look at the history of some of the games they make, which are mostly half-hearted, grasping onto any horror trend they can.
Cool.
And making something pretty rough. But yeah, looks like they're, worst kept secret that's definitely what they're doing next.
That's so sad.
Uh-huh.
People are going to be very, very upset. And I don't think that they're ready for the backlash that they're going to get.
I'm very excited for us to give Silent Hill a chance by doing a themed month on a horror game.
Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Just to lead up to this new one. Man, that might actually be worse than the Castlevania month, Bob.
A lot of those games seem really dire.
Yeah, because once you beat 4, that's it. You're free falling for the rest of the month.
And I know people who aren't even down with 4.
Oh, yeah, because it's not a Silent Hill game when it first started development.
Yeah, it's switched up. But at least there you can kind of marvel at the fact of, yeah, this is still a PS2 game and it looks like that.
Yeah, no, that game's incredible, honestly.
They were wizards.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope, for Bloober's sake, that they announce that Japanese one first.
I don't think there's any order where people feel good about the Bloober one.
Yeah,
if it like, okay, they're making the shitty one, but there's still a real one. They will get bullied, but it won't be like, there will not be a holy crusade called against Bloober developers.
Here's the analogy, okay? I think it holds up. You go to a dinner party, somebody's like, hey, all we have to eat is this shit sandwich. You're like, what is wrong with you? I'm hungry and you put a shit sandwich in front of me. Okay, you're pretty mad. Conversely, if they go, here's this delicious cake, now eat this shit sandwich, you're also going to be mad.
But you don't have to eat the shit sandwich. Eating the shit sandwich is entirely optional. You can only eat the cake.
but that shit sandwich might be free with Game Pass.
See, that's another thing I thought of just while we're sitting here talking. Like, what if the because the The rumors are that Sony is involved with the big Japanese one. What if it's like, to make it equal, the Bloober Team one is Xbox exclusive?
So real quick, just to recap for anyone who fell asleep, our podcast today has concluded that we have Final Fantasy at home and we have Silent Hill at home. Is Xbox's hot exclusive catalog?
Yes.
Finally, we're back to the old days of a brand giving you a title for one platform and a title for the other platform. It really makes it feel nice and equal, like Xbox getting SMT9.
Yeah, it's like if PS5 got Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and Xbox Series X got Sonic 4.
Yeah, that seems like that works out.
I think. Can we move on?
Oh, sure. Let's move on to some, news that isn't that. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut was announced for PS4 and PS5. It's coming out August 20th. It features a new area, Iki Island. It has its own story and like armor and all kinds of stuff. It takes place during Act 2. So
if you start a new save file, you can go there as soon as Act 2 starts.
Yes.
You can, however, go there after beating the game.
Yes. It's going to feature save transfers, better loading, which is insane.
Yeah, I'm like,
You took it better.
You took it down from 4 seconds to 0.1. Like, what?
To none. It's fade in, fade out.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's a crossfade. They got that working.
Oh, fuck you.
Jesus Christ. PS5 adaptive triggers and haptics and all that stuff. 3D audio, 4K modes that are targeting 60 FPS. And they have the scheme on this is you can upgrade to the director's cut for $20 on PS4, but then you have to pay another $10 if you want to go to the PS5 because the PS5 upgrade is $30.
There's one more upgrade path that's $10, and I can't remember what it is, so I'm pulling up the tweet.
That's if you upgraded, if you're on PS4 and you upgrade to this director's cut, and then later you get a PS5. God. And you want to play it on your PS5 in the PS5 mode, you have to pay another $10.
It seems crazy because they already did a patch that got you most of the way here on these visuals.
I mean, at very least on this performance, right?
Yeah, it got you to 60 and it got you really good load time. So it's weird to be like, pay us $10 more for
it's going to
4K,
shoot your
I
dick
guess.
off, Bob, and then you'll know.
Yeah, maybe the adaptive triggers are insane.
It's Sony first party, so I have a bit more faith.
I don't have $70 new faith on a game that came out last year. That's insane.
No, that's the typical scheme. It's the Game of the Year edition. That's why Sekiro released last year for $60.
Well, I'm not paying.
Yeah, that is
I don't care.
That is the typical scheme. Yeah, I can't even be mad at Sony. This is just how the industry be.
It isn't the typical scheme because last year this game was $60 and now they're re-releasing it for $10 more.
Well, there was a price hike since then.
Yeah, there's more content in it now.
It's got a 5 instead of a 4.
Yeah.
Bobby Kotick needs his $160 million bonus.
Yes, clearly. I have to wonder how much content there is. Usually Sony's pretty good on this stuff.
Yeah.
When you talk about the DLC itself, just the Iki Island director's cut stuff, that's $20 for all that. Hopefully that's a decent size island.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's about the same size as the main
I feel like
island.
it'll be worth it.
Hopefully it's the size of an act.
Yeah. I kept staffing up for it for a while now of stuff of this tier.
Right. Like they have a team working on what seems to be the next installment, maybe, possibly.
Yeah.
But also doing this.
Yeah.
So they want $30 for me to get the director's cut on PS5 from my original PS4 copy.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah, I'll do it. I mean, I did that with Kingdom Hearts, and it's got to be a better deal than that one was.
Yeah.
You got a PS5 version of Kingdom Hearts?
No, but I had to pay that much for their expansion.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you pay,
Great expansion.
They had the Square Enix tax on the expansion. I think charging it all for the upgrade is a little bit dirty. You're Sony. It's your first party.
Yeah, I think
this sells PlayStation 5s for you. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like it just doesn't feel good.
Because so many companies did free upgrades and they're not first party.
right. It's not even their fucking console.
Right?
They're just happy to have customers.
You know you're gonna sell another 5 billion copies of this on PS5, assholes.
Well, maybe at $70 they aren't, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not even saying don't make the PS5 version $70. Somebody gets a PS5, they don't own any fucking games, fuck them, whatever. But if you bought it on PS4
for 60.
for 60, you should fuck you. Fuck
Like,
you.
just-
Gimme.
Like, here's my main thing. You could have made it 20. You could have just been like, yeah, if you get the director's cut, you get the PS5 version for free.
Yeah,
that would have been fine.
Yeah, at the
That would've
very
been
least, they could have just made it like getting the DLC makes the upgrade free.
But what they're basically saying is, hey, if you were in last year supporting Ghost of Tsushima, the game that didn't seem to have any momentum going into it at launch, and you helped us make that a success, fuck you, give us $30 more. That's a
that is kinda how
$90
it
experience. It doesn't feel great. I don't think that's good pricing. And this is the bad side of the coin. That is, Sony thinks PS5 games should cost $70. It's Sony thinks PS5 games that are old PS4 games.
Yeah, I'm like, it's
Because they're going to do this with Death Stranding, is what this is telling us. And holy shit.
Death Stranding director's cut.
yeah. I was thinking about how this is telling us the kind of content we can expect from Death Stranding, which I think is an interesting thing.
Oh, you think this
There
will
is
be
that
just an
element of
act
it.
worth of,
Canada.
Yeah, I have to wonder.
Yeah.
I mean, it's clear in that what they're making content-wise doesn't seem like it's anything like the normal game.
Right.
So that's cool. And I like Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. Story teases where it's like, this feels extra personal to Honor Man, whoever our main character is.
Yeah, it clearly left an impact on
I'm
you.
sorry, Jin Sakai.
There we go.
There, sorry.
Fake aggro.
Yeah, you see, my brain wanted to default to titles like Murder Grandma or fucking Morty.
No, Rick.
Sorry.
Rick, sorry.
Do you think Rick will come with you?
I hope.
I hope.
Fucking Ishikawa's cracked out.
Oh, you gotta go over there, Gene. Murder Grandpa's evil twin is over there, and you're like, evil twin?
It really seems relative.
Wait, you mean he's not the evil one?
Oh no! Oh shit!
Oh man, does the director's cut come with cool actual shit, or is this a bunch of digital shit they're packing with it on PS5?
Yeah, I only thought digital stuff.
It's all digital.
At
At least they had good post-launch support before this.
right.
Yeah.
It feels like they kind of.
Which they said they're still adding stuff to.
Yeah, they're adding more
Legends.
things with this DLC to Legends, and it's like, great.
Having been the only two people on this podcast to play Legends, let me tell you, I'm fine. I don't need more. Whatever. We're really gonna get into it on PS5, isn't that right, guys?
Sure.
I think the Japanese lip sync thing's cool shit. Because I do know people who played with the Japanese audio, and it's like the lip sync doesn't match.
Yeah, but they said that they can do that now because they're not pre-rendered videos. It's just literally
Rendered
Oh.
it's rendered in real time now.
Oh, that's
it's
neat.
It's
Okay.
very, very funny when they said that. Because the way they phrased
Well,
it, Bob, the PS5 renders cutscene. It can render cutscenes in real time. That's the full sentence. And I laughed my ass off. I'm like, unlike that filthy PS4, it cannot render cutscenes in real time. So that means this
Like,
PS5 version is going to be even smaller.
Yeah.
This is definitely going to be one of those. Where it's just like, yeah, this game's 10 gigs smaller.
They should have done the Rockstar thing where the game's 180 gigs because they give you every cutscene in every language as a video file.
Oh my God.
Yep.
You know, the PS4 version of some of Sony's games, I think, did that. Because they had one SKU that shipped worldwide simultaneous.
I remember that the one of the Mistwalker games that got made for Microsoft, Lost Odyssey, was 4 DVDs, in part because it had like 8 different languages. It's dub.
It was, in fact, 4 discs.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was 4 discs.
yeah,
and
I
I
knew-
was like, how retro.
I knew it was 4 discs. I didn't know the reason.
Yeah,
Somehow
I
beat
didn't know.
FF13.
Yeah.
That was only 3. or 1 on PS3.
Yep. With much better cutscene quality.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm really glad. One of the happiest things the things I'm happiest about with the Xbox back compat is that they fixed those cutscenes on Xbox.
Yes.
Because they looked rough
Tragic.
before. It was bad. So real quick, sound off. Who's upgrading to this? I assume KZ.
Yeah.
Okay, Bob.
Yeah, I wanna play more Ghost. When does it come out again?
A
August.
month and 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like August 20th.
We'll
Yep.
see what's happening during that.
That's also my answer.
I've never played it at 60.
Oh, it's
So
fucking
I will
good.
continue to wait for this, and then my ass will truly explode.
Yeah, we played it. We played it at the 60 frames per second unlock on PS5, and that's when we played Legends. So we gave it the best chance we could, and even still, it was like, eh.
Yeah, and I went back and tried to play a story, but that game is another one of those games that basically just feels terrible to replay.
Yeah,
because of the structure of it.
One of the best stories that studio's ever done.
It's probably a 6 stories wise. Yeah,
I don't know. Have you played all the Sly games? Have you played the Sly games?
I played 2, which is weird. I've gone through 2.
Okay, I think 2 is supposed to be the best one.
It was pretty solid.
I think that's what people tell
pretty
me.
solid. I like that turtle.
Is a Bentley?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's got that voice. You know, that one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Definitely no Filbert.
What is?
Okay, my last.
That was a good transition.
Yeah. You really helped me on my way there. Last piece of news I have on here. Following up last week, we were wondering what was going on with the Trails games where they leaked through the Epic Game Store for the next set of releases. It's been announced that the fan translation group we've covered on a couple of podcasts, the Geofront, is partnering directly with NISA for the official localization of Trails from Zero and Trails to Azure. If you'll remember, 1 month ago, they released Trails to Azure's fan translation. You can no longer download that because they have officially partnered up and handed it over to NISA, which is good for them. I saw everyone on staff basically in tears because
good.
Yeah.
Good for them. Question, Nisa, why is this shit taking 2 years if you have that?
Because they're porting it from the computer Chinese version from like 2008 to the PS4 remakes that they're getting from Falcom. Also, they're working on some other stuff. Like they even had the Geofront translate the new content, which I think is funny because all the time leading up to it, they're like, "Will you add this to your translation?" They're like, "No," which might have been because they knew this was happening. But yeah, that was nice to see that because they're like, oh man, the game that I worked on as a fan project, that's my favorite game ever. I'm now going to be in the credits for the official release.
Yeah.
I hope NISA continues to exist long enough for these to come out.
Oh my God.
Phil has to come in with his
I'm happy for the
evil energies.
To be fair,
with the evil energy of the thing they just fucking announced in the middle of us recording this.
if you want to tell them what that is, since it's relevant.
I am
just
right now.
Explain why each of these fan translated now remade games will be $60 at launch.
They're cranking up the price on a ton of shit on PC, and some of these fine, fucking whatever. Like there's a thing that was originally $5, and I'm like, okay, if you want to make that 10, you priced it wrong initially. I think you have to eat that, especially years later. But whatever. But it's like, okay, East 8, it used to be $40, now it's going to be $60. That game is 3 years old.
Yeah, that feels bad.
And it was the second try.
Yeah,
it was the second
that
try.
Makes the funniest part.
The Caligula effect, $30. 2 years old, more than 2 years old, going up to $50. Labyrinth of Refrain, a game that's 5 years old, took them 2.5 years to translate, so it didn't come out to 2018, but going up from 30 to 50. And then stuff like Disgaea PC going from 15 to 20, and I'm like, fuck you, that's the cheapest port you've ever made of anything. You literally just, like, you made that. The American side of the company.
I like the Switch.
By just sticking new sprites in.
I like the Switch version of that one better, because when you beat the Switch version, it says Disgaea PC credits.
Yeah.
At the start.
So it's like,
God.
and then Phantom Brave PC, which is the PS2 game running in some sort of emulation wrapper.
That's fucking
going from
weird.
$5 to $20.
Fucking what?
4 times as much.
Yeah, I don't know why it was $5 instead of 10 to begin with, but like, what is your fucking problem?
Yeah, we basically never see this, where it's just like we're jacking up all the prices on Steam.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
what?
They're like,
Like,
Netflix can do it, we can do it, right?
The most charitable read of this I have is like they're trying to get people to, because they're like, as soon as the current Steam sale is over, all this shit's going up, which makes me think that it's purely just buy our shit. Be worried that it's going to go up, so you buy it now.
Yes.
But this is so stupid that the trail stuff, I had started to consider that it was Falcom because they're a stupid boomer Japanese company, and would 100% be like, you know how the series has momentum in the West now? Make it take longer than the longest localization Americans have ever had to deal with to come over. I put this in the notes both times, but like this still fucking pisses me off that it's going to be longer than the wait between Yakuza 5 coming out and releasing in America. A wait so long everybody thought it wasn't going to happen.
I remember that period.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
no, we just assumed that series was dead.
The break between Cold Steel 3 being released in Japan and coming out in America, wherein the franchise changed publishers.
Okay, I actually did not know
where
that.
it jumped from XE to Nisa.
Nisa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like really bad decision. But this is so stupid, this price hike, that it's like, now I'm not sure it was Falcom. Maybe it was you. You're really dumb. It's like, because my stance is always, a Western company will do insanely stupid things, but you'll always be able to clearly see like the trajectory to making more money that they intend.
Yeah.
Like this price hike. Japanese companies will do something insanely stupid and you will see no trajectory towards anything being better. It will just feel arbitrary.
Yeah, it just becomes a weird thing.
That's the
they
Nintendo
did.
special.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. Which just like, why did they do that?
So yeah, like some of these I get, but fuck you. Like East is 3 years old. Games go down in price as they come out. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And Nisa, you pieces of shit. You print the smallest print runs of physical versions of any publisher. So this feels like you're now profiting off that. Where it's like, we're going to raise the price of the digital ones. We didn't print more copies of the Western ones, the physical ones. Hope you're willing to pay $80 for a physical copy of this game.
Yikes.
Like East 8 on PC is, I think, not on PC, like the physical PS4 version is really expensive now because they printed so few copies.
Oh, that would make me really sad if the PS4 version worked.
Maybe they printed more. Maybe they printed more because it's looking like it's a little bit
okay.
little bit lower than usual now.
I was gonna say, like, the PS4 version isn't the version you should play.
Oh, the Switch version's $90 though.
Well, the Switch version of game's never been the version you should play.
Yes, that is very true.
Except for Wii U games.
Just whatever. Just I hope you guys do okay enough to not die before I get to play these games. Even though my understanding is that Nisa does very well, the Japanese side of the company, on the other hand, is going down in flames.
I mean, yeah.
That's never been the case. There's never been a company that did really great in America, and the Japan kept making fucked up decisions and made the Saturn. Anyways, Fia, would you like to,
Holy shit!
would you like to carry us along to the next bit?
Yeah, let's keep going. Casey Hudson, the man who ruined Mass Effect.
I forgot he left again.
Yeah, he left again. He left
Right,
after Mass Effect 3, came back, shipped Anthem, then I'm pretty sure got fired. And because he quote unquote left of his own volition like a week before they announced
He left
that
his own
Anthem was
volition
dead.
while he saw the security guards on the other side of the hall.
He left of his own volition while everyone in the studio stared at him trying to get through the locks.
Colombo just told him why he needed to leave, and then he did it on his own.
Oh my god!
But he's established Humanoid Studios, which is a great name that convinces me your studio definitely isn't staffed by lizard people. Except it doesn't have any staff yet. He basically put up job listings for every conceivable position.
Okay. All right.
Moving right along. A new Mana game for consoles is in development.
Very excited.
That's all we know about that.
Yep.
Legend of Mana is getting an anime called Legend of Mana: The Teardrop Crystal that is based on 1/3 of the game.
Alex, I'll take completely unpredictable fucking things for 300.
Okay.
It's
really unpredictable. The anime is apparently happening because some dude at WB Japan like caught someone from Square Enix and is like, bro, I really love Legend of Mana. You should let us make an anime about it. And that's even what led to the remaster.
That's weird.
Weird good ending.
Right?
Hopefully they get to, do all 3 seasons.
We just got the dog ending of a Silent Hill game.
Yes.
Bob, it would be 2 seasons because frankly they picked the third that has
The most
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's one of those.
They're also patching in the original font into Legend of Mana Remastered at some point. They remade the font in higher fidelity, but I guess some people are like, no, pixels.
Yeah.
And they're like, fine, you can have the fucking pixels.
At least somebody gets it.
Yeah. Even if it's just a font level, they get it. Speaking of which, I really like how the Legend of Mana Remaster looks compared to the Saga Frontier Remaster. I think they did a much better job with it.
They did.
Yeah, I
Just
was watching a
looking at
little
it.
bit of Feel stream, and I'm like, this is nice.
Yeah, I checked out Feel and Voxus, and I'm like, wow, this looks so much better than the Saga Frontier Remaster.
The backgrounds in Saga Frontier look really bad. I think the sprites look okay, just because of the nature of how they exist. You know, being 3D models that they pose to make the sprites and all.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So we now have the competitor to Crucible,
Yeah.
Magic Legends, which will not leave open beta and will instead just be shut down in October.
Oh no.
I'm glad I played this.
Now I'm upset
I think
did
it launched March of this year.
Yeah, you can, whatever big thing I talk about it in, that's when it launched. That was like the week off.
So there you go.
And it sounded real bad.
It was incredibly bad. Like, how do you end up making a game like this sort of situation? So I'm not surprised that they're giving up. I'm kind of sad that we didn't see it expand and maybe get fixed, but it didn't seem salvageable.
Okay, well that's a fucking bummer.
Sad.
For people who don't know, I grew up playing Magic the Gathering. I like Magic a lot. Watching Bob play that made me sad.
Yeah. Shout out to that clip from our very first E3 doing podcasts where everybody shames Dan for beating up on Bob with his sliver deck.
I think that was aggro.
It was aggro, and it was the Game Awards.
Was it the Game
Oh,
Awards?
that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it was when we were talking about it after. I got confused because of Bob going, "Wow, gross! Who'd do that, Dan?"
And you're like, don't dead drop me like this.
Slivers are really cool. Leave me alone.
It's
Hey,
okay.
Phil, what's the next bit of news?
We got some EA news. Apparently, a Dead Space remake is in development at Motive, who helped on Battlefront 4 and made Star Wars Squadrons.
Sorry, Battlefront 2?
Yes.
Yeah, Battlefront 2. They helped on Battlefront 2.
The second
Assisted
2.
DICE. Yeah, the second two.
second
Battlefront
two.
2 too.
Specifically
The one
story.
where any company involved in its creation still exists.
So that's cool because those games look really nice.
Yeah.
And Dead Space deserves a remake for sure. That game was incredible. That was the hope of 7th gen that shortly thereafter burst into flames.
Yeah, it was that weird hopeful stage for EA as well. It was like, yeah, we started this program where we're going to have all these devs, like we just pay for them to make whatever they want.
Yeah.
We'll be really open
Yeah,
to
we
that.
got Dante's Inferno, which I was not a fan of, but whatever. Mirror's Edge, which was the coolest shit. And then
Yes.
fucking Dead Space, which was also the coolest shit. And then, what's the name of the 2-player thing where it's like Army of 2? Okay, and you get Army of 2, not my thing, but it's cool.
Yeah.
And then you get like 1 or 2 more games, and then 7th gen just turns into a cursed black hole, where it's like nothing got better from that point.
This is really funny because isn't there a spiritual successor to Dead Space happening that is in the PUBG universe?
Yes.
Yes, that has like the person behind Dead Space.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has the director, yeah.
That has some real Tony Hawk's coming back, but here's this other
Oh
gaming
god,
game.
EA's doing that. EA also did the skate announcement. Oh my fucking god.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like EA's trying to get its shit together.
EA just watches other people do shit, and they're like, "Oh, we should do shit."
Oh, Silent Hill's coming back? Okay.
All right. I mean, whatever. They made a good Star Wars game, a couple of them, and that was pretty hard. That Squadrons one's extra shocking. They didn't even like monetize anything in that.
Oh, yeah, I got that on free on PlayStation Plus. I'd probably play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too. I
Yeah.
should probably play.
Funny shooty game.
and a really great piece of news that made me clutch my heart and go, "Oh, thank God." BioWare won't be appearing at EA Play this month.
All right, that is this month.
Uh-huh.
No, it's not.
They won't be
Summer
showing-
gaming's over. Shut the fuck up. Everyone shut the fuck
They
up.
won't be showing Dragon Age or Mass Effect, which is good because like I've said a bunch of times, the earliest time they can ship either of those games is end of next year for Dragon Age, end of 2023 for Mass Effect. For me to think that those are even remotely close to being fully developed games.
God, they announced those way too early.
Oh, yeah,
Especially Dragon
absolutely.
Age, because that was announced
Well,
in the middle
Dragon
of
Age,
everything being
Dragon
bad.
Age, Dragon Age wasn't like even approved yet.
Yeah,
Like
that
that came out in one of that came out in one of the Schreier things where he's like, I gave it to Jeff to force them.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Yeah.
I think we might see the Knights of the Old Republic remake though, because that isn't being made by BioWare. That's being made by some other studio.
Aspire?
I forget already. Yeah, Aspire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, feels like EA's announcing a lot of things really early.
Yeah, hopefully this EA Play is about stuff that's soon or closer.
Yeah, I mean, Star Wars Squadrons came out of nowhere.
Yeah, they
And-
were able to
and-
sneak that in.
That shipped like 4 months later.
Yeah.
We're
I
getting new
feel like
Need for
the dark-
Speed.
The dark future is going to be like, okay, here's like 15 minutes of Battlefield gameplay. Goodbye.
God.
We're
Yeah,
going to
Battle-
re-announce that we're still doing a skate game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that also, like, we'll see a logo.
And I'm like, it's okay. It could be worse. And to host this event is Greg Miller, who will play Blue's Clues with you.
Yes!
That's an upgrade from last year.
They did do that Blue's Clues thing with Greg Miller.
Yeah.
You remember?
No.
You just Death Starred my mind, man.
I remember that part.
I remember that.
I don't think that was 2020. I think that was 2019.
No, it was for Star Wars Squadron.
Oh yeah, that's right. They cut to the segment and then they cut back to him on the Blue's Clues set
Yeah.
I mean,
where they kept hiding hints.
they did hide hints.
they did. It was really cool.
It's just
fucking
numbers he told up, and it was real dumb, but it wasn't that bad.
Here's BioWare concept art.
EA, don't pussyfoot it. Make a cartoon dog for this year.
Yeah, come on.
Voiced by Greg Miller.
No, he needs to be the host, and there
Oh.
needs to be a cartoon
He's
dog.
Steve?
Yeah, he's our Steve. He's gaming Steve.
Okay.
If we could just introduce Greg Miller from this day forth as gaming Steve, so that way everyone's confused except for the people who will listen to this episode and remember.
I'll try
Oh
my
my
best
God.
to remember that that's a bit we're doing.
That would be the funniest shit in the world to me.
Okay.
I'm gonna need Greg Miller in that shirt.
God.
Anything. Well, that's all the news for this big thing to mention. Hey, KZ.
When you hit the stop button today, I'm going to look at all those boxes of my shit that arrived and hope that none of it's broken so that I can edit Big Think not on this laptop.
Yeah. You've been enjoying the GigaBoots laptop that costs way too much money and is debilitated.
5.5.
5.5 out of 10. Can't believe he almost gave it as low of a score as he gave Final Fantasy 15. Or wait, you said Chaotic 6. I can't believe he scored it lower.
Yeah, I can. There's no final chapter here that's that good.
I don't know. I got some tools out in the garage.
Oh, okay. If you could do that, sure. I'm still holding it. It's getting really hot.
Yeah, you're right. It is because it's a gamer laptop.
Yeah, I know. It's like holding a full pizza.
My fucking PC can't ray trace, but my laptop can.
Yeah, what are you doing, Dan?
In the next week, I am hopefully sorting out that final room of this house, archiving all the GigaBoots equipment correctly. This week has been absolutely insane, so I haven't been able to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully that's getting nailed, and we get to do a fun stream. You know what we didn't talk about once, Bob?
What's that?
Mega Man X7.
Oh, yeah, of course not. Why would we want to talk about that?
Okay.
Yeah, true. Watch
Okay.
the VOD.
He A-poses and flies around, and every time he did it, I was like, oh, fucking Puma Man theme in my head. It will not leave.
I found out why I could never remember the plot of X7. There isn't one.
Yeah, isn't that weird? The beginning of X7's like, hey, we're setting up this plot, and then the rest of it's like, there aren't connecting scenes at all.
Yeah,
I'm
the
back.
moment I realized Indie Creates also probably made X7 is
Dude, no. Even
What do you
I
mean,
did.
no?
Even I didn't entertain that. But the moment you said it, I'm like, I can't.
I mean,
Prove him
it's a
wrong.
3D game. I don't believe they could have done it.
that's why it's so horrible.
Maybe.
But when the one boss says when the one boss says like you can't build utopia on the backs of rebels like me, which doesn't matter at all and isn't anything to do with anything. It's just like a almost meaningful thing he said. I'm like,
Also, part of me.
it really seems like an Indie Creates game.
That is true. That is very Inti Creates core.
Also, Red. It's kind of Inti Creates core, and so is Axel. But it's fine. I'll look up staff later and try to refute this, so that way my brain doesn't hold on to that cursed concept forever. Hey, Phil, what are you doing over the next week?
At some point, I'm going to start streaming AI the Somnium Files since I have to finish the fight with everything that guy's made.
Cool. Wait, did you
And
stream
it seems like
Punchline?
the right time. No, I didn't stream Punchline.
Casey, have
Punchline
you-
doesn't have like a dub,
Casey,
so I'm
have
not
you
going to be doing it.
Have you streamed Punchline?
No.
No one has streamed Punchline. There you go, Bob. That's why I bought
It's
it.
a straightforward visual novel. That's a little bit too dense, especially since it's not voiced.
I don't know. That sounds.
That does sound kind of.
I don't want to read that much. My voice will hurt.
Yeah, it would be terrible if we did a stream where I had to do voices for characters and then no one remembered that I did voices for characters on stream ever. Rip me, Parasite Eve.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's it. I think we're free now. I get to hit the stop button and escape. Maybe go.
We're all going to escape.
Take some medicine to deal with the fact that I won't stop kissing Banny. If you could not voice my cat like that, you fucking monster. Okay, bye everyone.
Okay.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Big Think Dimension. If you would like to support us, head on over to www.patreon.com/gbpodcast, where you can get extra podcasts and early access to our anime podcast, Chugging Bleach and Mondo Cool. Head on over there and become a $5 backer or a podlord today.